nervous about being on camera.
Oh, yeah.
I guess there comes a point when you think to yourself, this isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. And now I feel what you felt. And now I feel what you felt inside, brother. And now I feel what you felt. This isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. You don't know the power of the dark side.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to this shit show. How you guys doing, everyone? What's going on? I'm excited. I've even got pants on. I'm so excited. It's weird, right? Who puts pants on when they're excited? It's usually the opposite way around. Anyway, good to see you guys. Welcome to the show. We're hanging out. We're gonna play some tabletop time. Today's a special day. Today's a very, very special day. We're going to be playing some tabletop RPGs run by my friend James. Awesome, awesome guy. It's called Fate of the Exocortex. It's using the Fate system. Very, very cool. I'm very excited. We've got some really great people to play the game with us. Longtime friends of mine. They're pretty much pro role players. I mean, it's kind of what they do for a living. That's not true. I'm totally lying. They don't do that for a living. But they're really good at it. They're really, really good at it. So I am very, very excited. Just a little, the tiniest of backgrounds is that this is a cyberpunk style game. So it's going to be a modern / futuristic setting. And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. That said, I want to warn you guys that I will not be able to engage you very much in chat. Not as much as I'd like to. I will be watching and I will be typing to you guys, but other than that, while the game is running and while we're not on a break, I will not be able to speak to you. So please don't be insulted. Know that I love you. I love you so much that I put pants on. That's right, back to the pants joke. Le chat. That's right, the cat. Anyway, guys, I think without further ado, we're probably going to jump right into it here. Let's see, did I ruin things by... No, I think we're good there. All right, we're about ready to make this go. I don't have enough monitors to make all this happen, though. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to the show. Things are going to be a little weird, and this is our first run through, so we'll figure it out as we go. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully you guys have as much fun as we're going to. Let's make this happen. All right, 1 second. There we go. I'm going to change over to this. Let me change over here. All right, guys. This camera needs to go. Boop. And then... 1 second, guys. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Hi. Hold on. I messed everything up. Everything's terrible forever. Everything's awful. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi. Alright, guys. Everyone, I'd like you to meet James, Aaron, Saren, and Nathaniel.
No, that ends now.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hand things over to James. And go for it, man. Do your thing.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm James. I'll be running tonight. I'll be running Fate Accelerated with these guys. Fate Accelerated is a game by Evil Hat Games that's highly narrative. It's kind of loose and goes with the flow. Our intention here is to kind of let the characters take the lead and us to explore a cyberpunk world. We're using Roll20 for the virtual tabletop, so I've set some of that up in advance. And we've gotten together once before to make characters, so we should all have characters. Of this crew, I'm the only one who's played Fate before. So we're really going to try and let the rules kind of fade into the background, concentrate on the story, and I'll try to do the fiddly bits as we go. So we decided we're going to do something with cyberpunk. Fate is a game of aspects, which are like short phrases that describes the setting, the world, and the people in it. So the first thing we did is I wrote a list of aspects that kind of describes the type of world we're looking for. Aspects are sort of a high-level concept, and then you fill in details of the world during play, so that the more you interact with the world, the more detail it gets, and the players kind of work with the game master to establish the setting. The feel I'm going for is the world is a dark place, so I think a typical cyberpunk dystopia. We're going to be set in the Boss Wash Metroplex, which is the this giant megastructure that kind of stretches from Washington, D.C. all the way up through Boston, Massachusetts. It's going to be set far enough in the future that things are recognizable, but technology is more advanced. Everything is kind of enclosed. Corporations have risen in power and have taken over big chunks of the world, and the governments of the world have taken a sort of a backseat to corporate power and corruption. And our intrepid heroes here are a group of anti-corp outsiders. I think I'm going to have each of you just go around and describe your character real quick, kind of what they typically would look like on a typical day, and a couple of sentences about that character, and then we will jump into some action after that. Do you want to go first, Darren?
Sure.
Awesome. Should I go Rage? Rage?
Either
Rage.
one's fine. It's fine. Character's name is Tom. He wears a lot of flannel. He's a socks and sandals kind of guy. And he kind of hates businesses because he's been screwed over many times. So sometimes he'll go off on rants, like really awful tangents, and he needs to be reined in. But that's okay. He's kind of good at what he does, and he does okay. And he washes at least twice a week. That kind of thing. Good dude mostly, but sometimes he's a little off. That's what I have to say about that.
All right. How about Jax? Let's hear about her.
Okay, I'm playing Jax Mickelson. She's a former corporate media personality who kind of had a falling out with the corporation she worked for. So now she runs a little pirate network, kind of speaking truth to power on a very limited range. She's dresses on the fashionable side of practical. You never know when you need to get out of whatever you're filming. Dark hair with a kind of asymmetrical undercut.
Nice. How about Lee?
Lee is a former overlay designer who got a bit embittered against all of the rich folks who were ignoring the reality of the world. And so she's gone rogue to leave her mark artistically. She's also into graffiti and street art as a way of expressing her opinions on the world, and has a bit of a habit of going a step too far. She has kind of a funky opal hair thing going, but generally dresses fairly plain because she's guaranteed to make a wreck of whatever she's wearing.
Very nice. You also did some fantastic art of the character, which is pretty cool.
Oh, am I allowed to show that?
It's okay with me. Is it okay with you?
Yes.
I'll do it.
Boom. Isn't that awesome? This was drawn by Aaron, everyone. You guys are amazing. I love my people.
It's pretty great. So commenting real quick on one of the things that the world has is the idea of augmented reality is really big. A lot of cyberpunk games have this idea of like the Matrix, which is a place where you can interact with computer systems in sort of virtual reality. And in this world that exists, but there's also this idea that augmented reality is everywhere, and that the average person has either ocular implants or something deeper in their brain that allows them to perceive this layer of information that's all over the place all the time. So the really rich people will kind of get their own custom-made overlays to filter reality to they see the things that they want to see and they don't see the things that would disturb them. That's just pervasive and everywhere in the setting. Okay, let's hear about Sebastian.
I'm playing Sebastian Chrome. Sebastian is the man you go to when you didn't get tickets to the opera, or when you really need to find someone who's going to sew you something that's this year's fashion and not last year's. And it's when you don't have quite enough money to do those things, you're really, really desperate, you need it really fast. Sebastian dresses pretty plainly. He likes to sort of not be the center of things. He's in his 40s, he's bald, and he's soft around the edges, kind of like a coat you've worn a little too long. And he has a very large diamond stud in one ear that is just too big to possibly be real.
Nice. So I'm going to say that you guys have kind of heard of each other. You kind of run in the same circles. Maybe you've seen each other in passing or met once and twice, but you're not super familiar with each other. But one thing is universally true in Fate, and is definitely true in this case, is that the player characters are somewhat important in the setting. You guys are badasses. You are a step above the normal, and you have ways of influencing the world around you that most people don't have. When you guys talk, people listen. When you get into a fight, people get hurt. And when you decide to act and change the world may resist you, but it subtly changes. So you guys have run in the same circles. And what that kind of means in the shadow economy of this, the Boss Wash Metroplex, is that you have from time to time done jobs. And doing a job can look very different between jobs, but almost always includes getting paid and doing something against the corporations. Whether that's for a group that is against the corporations, or whether it's for a corporation kind of going against another corporation, that varies from job to job. But you've all done jobs before, so it's not a new thing for any of you. On this day, I'm going to drop you right in the middle of some crap. So, Fate is a game of aspects, and so as I'm describing things in the scene, I'll be dropping some words into the scene, and those words represent the aspect that is affecting the scene. What that does mechanically is you can spend a Fate point to get a bonus from those aspects, and those aspects are always true until they're not. So, for example, if you were in an office building and there was an aspect that was broken glass and fried electronics, that would mean that in the setting there are those things. And if those things could be used to give you an advantage over your enemies, or on any particular roll or test, you can spend a fate point to get that bonus. Everyone's going to start with 3 fate points, and oops, messed that up. You can get more through gameplay by having your aspects that belong on your character complicating your life. We're not going to worry about it too much for this first session, but as we're going forward, you'll find that we'll be going along, and I'll be like, well, it sounds like here your aspect would get you in trouble, and then I would offer you a fate point for something to change in the story that's more complicated based on your aspects. So we're going to start with a very bright light. So there's this bright, blinding light right in your face, and you're not sure about anything. You're lost almost, and then you become aware of this ringing in your ears, and then you start to think, maybe was that a flashbang grenade? And then the light starts to fade, and you become aware of water dumping down from sprinklers in buckets. Your vision starts to become clear, and you can see that you're in an office building of some kind. There's computer consoles all around you. There's windows that are now closed with emergency security shutters that have dropped, closing off this room. There's a doorway leading into the room that similarly has been closed off by a shutter. There's a smoky residue in the air, probably from the grenade that just went off, and you're soaked to the bone. Lying on the ground in the corner of the room is a corpse, 2 corpses. One of them looks like a guy in a business suit, with a surprised look on his face and a hole in his head, blood spattered across his face. The other guy in the room, the other corpse in the room, is wearing a security armor and a helmet, and there's a neat bullet hole right in the middle of the helmet, kind of spider webbing the plastic of the faceplate and obliterating the face behind it. You start becoming aware that you're not alone in the room, that you have these other people with you, and you're become aware of the other players. However, you don't know how you got here. You don't know why you're here. You don't know where you are. And you don't know exactly who these other people are, except by reputation. Aspects on this job right now are: we're blown, get the fuck out, and catastrophic memory failure. So you start you're looking around, you're seeing each other. J5, you have a weapon in your hand. What type of weapon is that?
A Glock.
Okay, so you've got a Glock. It's pretty rigged up. It's got a laser sight on it, extended clip. It's good to go, and there are definitely a couple of expended rounds already in place. One of the other of you is armed too. Who else has a gun?
Don't everybody jump at once.
I was going to say, I'll take it if no one else does, but...
All right, so
I won't
Jax,
sully myself.
Jax is also armed. What type of weapon do you have?
Something small and portable.
So like a small, automatic pistol sort of deal?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay. So the other thing you guys notice is that Sebastian is wearing a suit. It's a middle-of-the-run suit, and he's got a name tag that has a name on it. That name is... One second.
Horatio.
Vasily Dow. And it has your face on the badge, but that is not your name. And this coat is not your coat. And your face right now is not your face.
That's right.
So one of the things that we decided in making the game is that Sebastian Chrome here is a man of 1,000 faces. And right now he's wearing a face that is not his own. What does that face look like?
Worn. Seen one too many board meetings, and he's got a mouth that looks like a knife wound. It's just a slash. It's just a permanent frown. This man has no joy in his life.
Nice.
What? Don't laugh at me. I'm doing my best.
That was perfect. So despite the fact that you don't recognize the face, and the face matches the badge, on some level all of you know that's not his real face, and you're not sure how you have that knowledge, but you just know that. Okay, so water's pouring down in buckets. Who wants to do something?
I'll say, whatever the fuck just happened, tell me I got it on tape. And I'll see if I can rewind my video.
Nice. So you start to rewind your video, and your kind of heads-up display and your own AR that you use in interface kind of flickers, and it looks like it's rebooting. It looks like whatever happened must have crashed your onboard cybernetics, and it's coming back online, but you're not hopeful that you have any data saved.
God damn it.
Are there any of the terminals around here, the other computers, are they active?
It does look like they are active, yes, but they're all also rebooting. So you think you give it a few minutes, they'll probably be back online and useful. Right now they're kind of cycling through.
All right. Well, I kind of point at the guy with the broken face mask of the bullet in his face, or lack of face now, and I say, I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Doubt it was me either, but we can argue about that later.
I would also like to volunteer that this is none of my fault.
Sebastian stands up slowly under a rivulet of water pouring down from the ceiling and very methodically straightens his suit. He looks not particularly perturbed, just first things first.
Nice.
This is none of your doing. Interesting.
I put my gun away and look around weirdly. I'm gonna go see what's going on and then make busy at the computer.
Okay.
I get myself up. This is not the strangest thing I've woken up to.
Nice.
I'd like to check out corpses. Do they have ID on them?
They do, or one of them does. The corporate-looking type has a badge that's similar to the one that Sebastian has, and it says that the guy's name is random name generator to the rescue. DeWitt Belmont.
Does it say the corporation?
It does not, which is atypical. And the security guy has no ID whatsoever.
All right, computers, come on. Boot up, we gotta go. This is wrong.
All right.
I don't like this.
So as you're kind of waiting for them to come online, you're all aware that your cyberware is kind of working itself through this process as well. And Lee, you notice that you've got a like a half-finished AR that you've loaded into the server of this room, and it's coming back in as it's loading. And it looks like just the very sketch, the very beginning of something you were working on. It's not in your onboard memory at all. That seems to have been wiped by whatever happened. But it was clear that you were altering the AR of this room to have a picture similar to like a bunch of snake heads all coming from a central point.
Well, it's very unfortunate to lose your work halfway through.
All right. J5. The computer looked like it's more or less back online. What do you want to do?
I want to see if I can access security footage and sort of a log of what happened.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make a... All right. So the way that actions work in this game is you don't necessarily have skills. What you have is an approach. And your approach is about like your style and how you're doing something more so than the specifics of what you're doing. So in this case, hacking a computer could be careful if you're really taking your time, or it could be clever because you're just really good at it, you're kind of being brilliant and taking back doors, or it can be quick because time's a problem and you're just trying to get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the forceful. Or sorry, you said quick?
Yeah.
I think quick makes more sense, even though I'm usually clever instead.
Okay. Okay. Give me a quick roll.
I think I did it right.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yep, so the difficulty was 2, so you beat it. You get inside the computer system, and you start looking through the different various programs. And what you find is that almost everything has been stripped down to its basic operating system. It looks like someone had done a pretty good job building a complete computer system and network for whatever project this is. And you notice right away that it's not connected to anything on the outside. Like you couldn't make a phone call from here, you couldn't send an email from here. It's completely an isolated closed system. And that isolated and closed system has been broken down to just very basics. You find a security program and the memory has all been wiped. You do see, however, a couple of pictures throughout this facility, including a group of 4 armed guards heading, running with determination through rain-soaked or through sprinkler-soaked hallways. All of them are wearing armor and they are carrying what looks like shotguns. You think it's just a matter of time before they get near you, you think, but you're not exactly sure where you are in the building.
All right, I don't know if this is right, but this computer system's weird, and I think we got company coming. Looks like 4 guards.
Shit, can you get us out?
Home.
Try to find a way out. Like, is there, I don't know, blueprints? Something? What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a clever check for me, please, to try and find an exit point.
Oh.
I'd also like to film the room as soon as my media sets up online.
Yep, your media gets online and you start filming it all. You get everything that you see, hear, and experience. You can kind of put in, and as you're getting that, it kind of feels like you've undergone an upgrade that you don't recall getting. Not only are you getting like the visual that you usually get and the audio you usually get, you're actually also taking in some sensations, like some SimSense sort of data. And so you can get the wetness of the sprinkler, the coldness of the room, the scratching of your clothes. All of that is being logged in your memory as well. And that's a pretty significant upgrade based on what you were capable of before.
Huh.
Okay, so
the ratings.
with a roll of 0 on your clever check there, you're not going to be successful. You need at least a 2. Do you want to spend a fate point on something to become successful? That's for you, J5.
I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay.
I do. I would love to be successful. How do I succeed?
So you have 3 fate points. You have to find an aspect on your character or in the setting, on the scene, that you can explain how that helps you succeed in what you're doing. And what you're doing is trying to find an exit. So you have an aspect on your character or the scene that would help you find an exit.
Well, I think there's more than one that could apply. I mean, I'm a road corp IT expert, which would make a whole lot of sense. But we're also covered in water and sprinkler systems, and since it can't rain all the time, except it does, I feel like it's raining right now. So let's get this show on the road.
Okay, that sounds great. So go ahead and spend one of your fate points. You get a +2, making your total a 2. And that allows you to succeed. So I'm going to put an aspect out here that is going to be called Escape Route. And I'll do it in yellow. All right, so I'm going to put that over to the left-hand side of the page, and I'm going to put 1 token on it. So it comes with 1 free invoke. So that means at some point, or 1, you have an escape route, it's established by the aspect, and 2, if at some point the concept of having an escape route could help you, you can spend that 1 free invoke on it, that 1 free point I put there, to get a +2 without having to spend 1 of your own fate points on it.
Oh, cool. So
what you find is that there's a couple of main exits, but based on where the guards are and where they're moving through the building, you think your best bet is probably to go out down the hallway, find the stairwell, go down through the secondary stairwell, and then get to the parking garage. And there's like a handful of cars in the parking garage that you can see. Looks like the guards are going to be at your door anytime now.
All right, I got an idea. Let's go this way. And I just lead them. It's faster to just lead them rather than explain.
Yep.
Okay. So you get to the door, and the emergency security shutters, it's locked down in place. And you kind of put your shoulder against it real quick, just trying to get it out of the way, and it's not budging.
I need help with this door.
I searched the guard for a key card, something of that ilk.
Okay. You start searching the guard, and Jax already has the ID card, and that's the only.
I'll try scanning it.
Okay. It doesn't work. It looks like someone's going to have to rip into the innards of the lock to get this thing open.
I'll sort of
it's not me.
gesture people who are more technical than I.
Hang on, let me see if I can do something with this. I'm gonna come over and investigate the lock with my fingers.
Perfect. So, for the viewers at home, each character got to determine 1 point or 1 piece of cyberware specific to their character, and Lee's are fingertip interface that allows her to interact with technology directly, just with her hands. So you go down to the locking mechanism, and as you activate your AR, its AR kind of flares to life, and like numbers and data spring up. You start manipulating that. Are you rushing? Are you taking your time?
I'm rushing.
Okay, so quick or clever?
We're gonna go with clever.
Okay, good. And your difficulty is going to be 3.
Okay. Remind me how to roll.
So if you open your character sheet,
Yes.
and you just go to the actual Fate Accelerated page, there's a little D20 looking die thing next to each approach. If you just click on the on that, it should roll the approach for you.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Do you have any stunts that are going to apply here? This would be an overcome roll. It does not look like you do right now.
No.
Okay. So you got a 2, so you need a 3 to tie and a 4 to succeed. Do you want to spend a fate point?
Sure.
Okay, what aspect do you want to invoke?
Let me MacGyver that real quick.
Nice. Okay. So because you've got this this sort of history of just making things work with what you've got handy, you can definitely apply those skills to the situation. So that brings her up to 4. You beat the difficulty, and you overcome the emergency security shutters. It or they pull out. It pulls up with like a sort of a whoosh, and it lets a little bit of water out of the room into the hallway. You start to move into the hallway with J5 leading the way. As you come into this long hallway, you see the 4 guards taking up positions. Yeah. As they're coming down the hallway. So we're going to kind of have to deal with that here.
Wish I had a weapon.
Damn you, guards.
You could have, but you said no.
All right. All right. So as you get into this hallway, the guards are all like they're walking down the hallway, and then you guys kind of skid around the corner and kind of do that. What's that? The Breakfast Club thing where you kind of slide a little bit as you're hitting the T intersection, and you see these guards, and they see you. Who has the highest quickness in the group, or what is your quickness approach?
Mine is only 1.
Okay.
1.
1. Okay.
I have no idea where my character sheet is.
Oh, I can check it for you.
I have a 2.
2 and a 2. Okay. So who do you want to have go first there? Sebastian or Lee?
I think my threshold for self-preservation is pretty high, so I'm going to heave myself back behind as much concrete and metal as possible.
Okay.
I mean, fuck these guys.
Okay. So it sounds like you're pretty carefully looking for a place to hide there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a careful check for me.
All I have open is Zoom. I don't know where any of this stuff is.
No problems. I gotcha.
I had microphone troubles beforehand. I mean, it was just all I could do to even boot up the computer.
No worries. I gotcha. Okay, so you find cover, and so you've got this sort of temporary aspect, or an aspect on the scene, which is undercover.
Nice.
So if you end up getting targeted or attacked, you can use undercover to try and resist that. And I'll put a free invoke there. All right. So the way we're going to do initiative is after someone goes, they're going to determine who goes next. And after everyone has gone, then the last person to go will choose who goes first in the next round. The way I kind of picture this is we're kind of following the camera. So if this was like a TV show or a movie, the scene started by showing that appearance at the intersection. The guards kind of, hey, stop. And then it cut in real close to Sebastian, and Sebastian's like, fuck this, and gets cover. And then where's the camera go next? So Sebastian, you want to hand it off to Lee? Do you want to hand it off to someone else?
Oh, I'll give it to Darren. I'm sorry, what's your character's name again, Darren? Write this down.
You can call me Tom or J5. If you want to say it correctly, it'd be Tom.
Tom, dude, if you would care to go next and excavate some holes in their tiny little heads, that'd be great.
All right.
So to
All right.
speak.
So, is it actually my turn now?
Yeah, it is.
Are we like in the middle of? We're in the middle of a hallway right now.
Yep.
With guards pointing guns at us.
Yep.
Fucked.
The only person who's found cover so far is Sebastian, who's tucked behind cover.
Okay, so is it like a T intersection?
Yep.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go ahead and say, keep running, and like, I'll get cover at the wall, or at the corner of the wall. You know what I mean? As we continue through.
Yep.
And if I could squeeze off a shot, I'll do it.
Yeah. So what's your priority? Is your priority cover or squeezing off a shot?
Priority is cover.
Okay. So it sounds like you're quickly dashing across the way and trying to find cover on the other side.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll quick for me. Looks good. All right. So one of the things I'm going to do is say that the undercover aspect that already exists now applies to you as well. And I'll put another invoke on it for your success.
Great. Sounds awesome.
Both of you guys are undercover. All right. Who do you want to see go next?
I'm gonna go with the oddest lady.
The oddest lady.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna do what the guy with the gun did and go for some cover.
Okay. So you do the kind of dash across as well?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll quick for me. Okay. So your difficulty is 2. So at this point, you are not succeeding. Do you want to spend a fate point on this, or do you want to let it ride?
I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay. So what happens is you start to kind of dart across yourself and follow J5, and you just don't quite make it to cover in time. So you're kind of like halfway there when the next thing happens. Who do you want to see go next?
Don't know that you have a lot of choice.
It's Jax or the guards.
So I'd like to pop off a couple rounds, kind of like cover fire, and also run across the hall. But my priority here really is getting a good shot. So, none of that jiggly cam bullshit.
Are we not even going to try to reason?
Of all the people who can reason.
Cool.
But no, I'm going for a more forceful go for cover. Like, make them duck so I can get there.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a forceful check for me.
Why are
So
you talking
picture
about
this.
negotiating, Mr. F the rest of us?
I'm not shooting at them.
Nice roll. Nice roll. So I picture this as very like when you're forceful, you're very like Terminator-esque. So you walk out of cover and you got your head down, but you're like focusing at them and just squeezing off shot after shot as you're crossing the area. I'm gonna roll my defense here.
And I would note, Sebastian, if you wanted to talk with him, you got to go first, buddy. So
But my self-preservation. First things first. Concrete, then words.
Nice. So you beat their roll by 3. So they take. So the way that damage is handled in this is you have a number of like stress boxes that you can fill. And stress can represent a bullet wound, it can represent a punch, it can represent just the stress of combat. It can even in certain scenes represent being yelled at a lot. and when all your stress boxes are full, then you take one more point of stress and you're taken out. They can only take one box of stress, and you did 3. So you take one guy out easily. Where do you want to hit him? Go ahead and narrate shooting the hell out of a guy.
Yay!
So I'd like to hit him with like a dramatic, catches him kind of on the side of the head so he gets a whip around, but it's not super bloody, can totally go on the air, but looks totally badass.
Nice.
Oh, well, I see what we're doing. Oh, God. I'm not going to be talking to the monsters very much.
That's awesome. Okay, and now it sounds like you're handing off to the guards.
That's
unfortunately, yes.
I love it.
No, I choose to go 5 more times.
It's your stream, Rage. Anything you want.
Yes! I have the power.
Nah. Okay, so there's a flurry of motion as you guys try and haul ass across, and one of them gets spun around by a bullet to the face, and the other 3 just kind of take 2 steps forward. They don't really bother with anything fancy going to the sides, but they step forward and they shoulder their shotguns, and all of them open fire. There's no stop. There's no put your hands in the air. There's no halt intruder. It's target acquired and shooting.
Aaron, make a new character.
So I am going to go ahead and take a shot at Lee there, because she is standing out in the open.
That's not very nice. I'm just saying.
But I rolled a -2. So fate dice generate a number between -4 and +4, and you're mostly going to roll a 0. You're the next most likely is a 1 or a -1, and it gets less likely as you go to the outskirts. So one of them's shooting you with a shotgun. Lee, how do you defend? Do you duck? Do you stand and take it? Do you continue running to the other side? What's your approach?
I'll probably just still quickly moving for cover. If I've got to, I'm going to try and just throw myself and slide out of the way.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll quick for me to defend. There's always the chance that you can roll a -4 and I might still do some damage. Or you'll roll a 4 and blow me away.
Oh, damn.
Very nice.
Axe.
Very nice. Okay, so in that case, when you defend, if you beat the defense by 3, you get a boost. What that means is that you get this temporary sort of pseudo aspect that doesn't affect the world at all, but can give you a +2 going forward to one action. So I'm going to call that boost, let's see, moving with purpose.
Nice.
And so, Lee, the next time you need to do something, as long as you're still moving, you can kind of tap that to get a free +2.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice roll. All right. So I'm picturing a little bit of parkour in there, a little bit of like you've moved quickly through the streets before, and it comes back to you pretty naturally here. All right. Guard number 2 is going to head and take a shot at the person who shot his friend. So I think that this shot's going to go at Jax. Oh, using the wrong tool. There we go. So a -1, a slightly better shot.
Okay.
So how are you defending against this one?
Flashily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
What's
do
that?
similar, duck and roll and come up in a pose.
I love it. So the dodging's almost secondary to looking good. Nice. Go ahead and roll flashy for me.
I just did.
Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Here's a 3.
Yeah, you succeed with style as well. I need to give you guys some bigger opposition.
No,
You
we're
got
good.
a boost as well. What do you want to call your boost? Any ideas?
Great footage.
Great footage. I love it.
It's a twofer.
Yeah, kind of
So
a cool
good.
pun. I like that.
So good. I love it. It's beautiful.
So I'm just going to put that's Jax, and this one is Lee. Okay, there we go. All right, very good. Next is the last guard guy is going to go ahead and take a shot at the other guy who was shooting at them, and so that's going to be a shot at J5.
Shot through the heart.
And you're to blame. Yeah, except I just can't roll well. I'm a Marston, is what we do. -3. So go ahead. How are you going to defend against that, J5?
So I'm gonna defend against that by sort of almost ducking my head back and be like, "Oh, I'm good."
Nice.
Oh, all right. I guess I didn't need them on my head.
Okay, cool.
Love it.
So let's see. What does that sound like? What approach do you think that would be?
Probably flashy, but I'm not flashy. Is the thing.
I was gonna say cocky, but
Yeah,
I don't
Douchey.
think that actually has.
Douchey's an aspect,
think-
right?
we're going to fold all that into flashy and go ahead and roll it. Yeah, you still beat my -3, so nice job.
All right, cool.
And so you the shot just kind of screams down the corridor and thuds into the far wall, but doesn't affect you pretty much at all. Okay. So next, let me move this here. They're going to. So they went last, and they get to choose who goes next. Then, so for the beginning of the next round here, I think they're going to choose themselves.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I see
So that's
now.
why. That's one of the things I like about the system is it kind of incentivizes. Let's see what the bad guys are going to do, so they don't double up on us. But now that you get in the hang of things, I'm going to take a shot. They kind of work the pump action on the shotguns, the empty ejected, and continue to step forward and shoot. So unfortunately, Lee, here comes another one for you. That's a roll 3, so that's a little bit better. How are you going to defend against that, Lee?
I guess I am going to drink something first.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question? What
Of
kind
course.
of rounds are they shooting at us?
It looks like a flechette rounds.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's like buckshot, but it doesn't have quite the spread, and it has more of a lacerating sort of effect. So it's punching all sorts of holes in the walls. But if it's hitting concrete or something, the flechettes are kind of powdering.
I am horrendously aware of what that means.
Okay.
Great. Awesome. Me and my suit.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Be quick. Be quick. All right. What do you think, Lee?
Is there a water cooler in this hole?
Sure.
Great. I am going to attempt to cleverly put that between us so that it can deflect some rounds.
Nice. So you're not quite all the way across the hallway, but you grab the thing that's nearby and create some cover for yourself.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll clever for me. Okay. So I had a 3. You've got a 2, so you're almost there. Do you want to use your moving with purpose boost?
Yes.
Okay, that pushes you over the top, and you avoid the shot. Nicely done. Oops. Cool. All right. The next one is going to be another shot at Jax again. Where's my... There it is. Straight 0. How are you going to defend?
I'm going to try to do a forceful, go where he doesn't expect by moving towards him.
Oh, nice. Wow, you have no fear. Do it.
Rock on.
Yeah.
And that works.
That's great. Yep. So yeah, you don't even have to use your great footage. You continue to just deny them at every turn. Excellent. And the last one is going to be at J5 again. There we go. How are you going to defend against this one? Douchily.
Not this time. I'm going to be clever and pull the waiting room couch that happened to be in the hallway in front of me.
Nice, nice. Okay, go ahead, roll clever. All right, you're good. So you managed to fill the hallway with all the random crap that's there, and keep yourself clear of the flechettes. And I'm picturing like the shot hit the water bubbler, and there's like a bunch of holes in it, and water is just spouting out of it. A couple of the rounds hit the couch, and it's spitting stuffing up into the air. The whole scene is pretty explosive and kind of kinetic, and the stuff's moving around. The guards are going to choose for Sebastian to go next.
I'm going to, if she'll let me, drag Lee into full cover.
Okay. Now you're kind of back at the closer side of the T, right? Or did you picture yourself going all the way across?
Oh, no, I didn't go across. What are you, nuts? No, I saw those shotguns and ducked right back behind that wall.
Okay.
So shit, I guess I'm not near her then, am I?
Yeah, probably a distance away. You could run out and grab her and like manhandle her back, but it's
that's a good way to get shot.
So one of the things I like about aspects is they're true until they're not. So you can use the undercover aspect as long as you're undercover. But if your actions take you out of cover, then you're not undercover anymore, and you kind of lose that protection.
How far away is it back to where the dead guard was?
Not too far. You guys, a short jog run. Yeah.
And was he armed?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. He probably should have been. Though I probably should have thought of that when Jax was searching the body. But yeah, he totally had one of these shotguns.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna run back there and get that thing.
Okay, you do
as fast as possible.
Yep. All right, you do that. When on your next turn, you'll be back with the gun.
Okay.
Who do you want to have go next?
Swearing the whole way.
Oh yeah. Who are you gonna hand it off to?
Oh, geez, Jax is killing him left and right. Yeah, you can go next.
Okay, I'd like to follow up the sort of duck and step that I did when I was being shot at and shoot.
Nice.
So I don't know if that falls under flashy or forceful.
Your choice.
I'll go with flashy.
All right. So then I kind of picture it going from like the two-handed grip down to the one-handed grip, and you're just kind of walking forward like, yeah, wow, good roll.
You are killing it tonight.
Yeah, you are. Okay. So he's going to defend. So the way these guys defend is they're kind of counting on their armor to keep themselves going. So he doesn't do anything fancy. He just kind of forcefully leans into it and hopes that his armor's going to whatever round you're throwing at him. Let's see there. Boom. 2. So you beat him by 3. That fills his stress box and takes him out. Bam. What does that one look like?
That one's just sort of a step under as he fires, shoot, and he just sort of drops. But very
Nice.
staccato. It'll look great when I fix the sound in post.
Nice. Fantastic. All right. Who do you want to hand it off to?
I'm going to hand it off to J5.
Okay.
Securely behind this couch, I am going to. We have wireless access to computers, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
Right? That's totally a thing. I'm going to try and make it so they can't call for backup. Disrupt their communications.
Oh, that's clever as hell. Do that.
Yeah, cleverly.
Nice. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have their faceless operator try and oppose that with a roll. So here's their roll. Wow, man. The dice love you guys and do not love me. So you have succeeded. So you find their communications network pretty easily, and you kind of bring up your own AR. And one of the things you notice as you're bringing up your AR to kind of do this is that your AR has also been modified. Like it's responding very quickly. Your implants were okay before, but now they're like cutting edge. And you seem to have a full communication suite and a sort of established encrypted channels that lead to like other computers, other terminals that you think might be the other people you're with. You've got like these 5 high-speed channels, and you kind of ignore them for now, but they're there, and you breach this other network, and they're starting to get a command from somewhere as you start to jam it so it can't continue, to hold that reinforcements is on the way.
My balls.
Sounds
But you
good.
definitely shut it down at that point. Nothing more is incoming.
Great.
Cool. Who do you want to help? Oh, I guess Lee, you're up. You're the last one to go.
Okay, so there are 2 standing and 2 down?
Yep, correct. I'm gonna say the 2 that are standing are almost down to your end of the hallway. So pretty soon they're either going to be in like hand range or they're going to stop and shoot you from point blank with their shotguns.
Okay. But the bodies are down at the other end?
They're a little bit behind them, but not way far behind them.
Okay. Alright, I am going to chuck a can of spray paint by their feet
Nice.
and yell shoot.
Nice. Okay, that's
badass. Sorry.
that's either clever or flashy, and also badass. I bet badass isn't an approach.
It's flavor.
Yeah. What's better for you, clever or flashy?
Clever.
Did you roll it? Very nice. Okay. So typically the difficulty for creating an advantage like that, which is what you're doing, is going to be 2, unless there's something complicating the situation. In this case, I can't think of anything that would stop you from throwing that, so you've got it. We're going to call it warning, contents under pressure. Boom. I'll put that up the top here. And I'll put a free invoke there. Boom. Okay, cool. All right, all set up. And who do you want to see go next, Lee? Anyone, can be anyone, because we're back at the top of the order.
I'm gonna go with Darren, what was your name again?
Yeah, just call me J5.
Not you, her.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Call
that
it
was a
J5
Sarah,
too, she
not a
loves it.
Darren? Jax.
It's too many hands.
Jax, pretty lady with the gun. You next.
That's totally me.
Okay, I will follow what the pretty lady with the spray can said and shoot it.
All right, go ahead and take a shot. So this
What
is
kind of
probably,
shot?
yeah, this is probably careful because it's a small target. It's being pretty precise. I would say careful, or if you can make it really, really descriptive, we can go with flashy.
Any chance to do it quick and just
Yeah.
like immediately pop it off? I think that's what I'll go for.
Do it, do it. Nice roll. Okay, so I'm gonna roll to defend. I'm gonna roll that. Boom. Okay, so you're up by 2. You have a free invoke on warning contents under pressure, and in this case, I think it makes sense to use that to increase your damage a little bit. And if you do that, I'll also apply the damage to both of them because they're creating a little explosion.
Let's do that.
All right. Very nice. So that puts you at a 5 for 4 shifts of damage. So yeah, you the spray can kind of rattles to their feet. They completely ignore it. They almost take a half a step past it, and you just very quickly spin around and put a bullet in it, and it explodes, and shrapnel rips through their legs. And they both kind of spin to the ground with cries, leaving bloody trails behind them.
And they're also covered in a very beautiful magenta pink spray paint.
I was
There's
going to
also-
ask the color.
Magenta pink all over this place. That's awesome. That's the other thing I like about this narrative initiative system is you can set up stuff like that. You can it really encourages teamwork because you get to kind of declare the order as you're going through, which I really like.
Awesome.
Okay.
I want to get some slow motion footage of that, really high frame rate, just of the explosion and the paint.
Yeah, it's totally a shame you can't be walking away from it at the same time that you're recording it. All right, cool. So we're gonna go out of combat rounds there for a minute. So Sebastian, you just kind of skid back into the room you just came from. You roll the corpse over, and the shotgun is there underneath it. You pull it up into your hands, check it to make sure it's. How good are you at guns, Sebastian?
Oh, I whore them.
Okay. So you gotta get it up and kind of look at it like it's a dead thing and carry it in your hand back to the group. By the time he gets back, the rest of you are kind of across the hallway and are waiting for him when he arrives.
Oh, are they? Oh, well done. Sorry about that.
Nice.
That's not where the exit is. It's over there. Let's go.
All right. So you head down to the staircase. So I'm going to move everybody. Just going to scroll down. There's a picture of a staircase there. So you get in the staircase, and it goes up or it goes down. And based on the escape plan, the plan here is to let me grab that. Go through here to the man. Sometimes the select tool, and this is really finicky. There we go. So the escape route is still in effect. The plan is to go down the stairwell, down a couple of floors, and get to the parking garage. Start down there, and some of the aspects in play here are that the water from the sprinkler systems has kind of not completely flooded the floor you're on, but it must be happening in several places because there's like a waterfall happening from the down the stairwell. So the stairs are wet. There's water dripping down and flowing down. The stairs are pretty treacherous looking. The metal steps don't look super. They look very secure, but not very very safe with the water on them. That said, you start making your way down, and you hear you get down like a half a flight, and when you hear a mechanical whirring sound come from behind you. Who's in front and who's in back?
I'm in back.
I assume I would have been in front because I know the way.
That's perfect. Okay, so you in front, you're making pretty good time, and you in back, you notice that at the top of the stairs, you hear big mechanical sounds, and you see a spider drone pull itself out of one of the above doorways into the frame, and it's moving on like these spindly geared legs, and it just skitters into the hallway, and you hear a whirring sound as its main gun comes up to speed.
Fuck!
I agree.
All right. It's moving pretty quickly. It doesn't quite have the angle to open fire on you yet, but it will soon. You probably have an action apiece to set up or to try and outrun it. What do you want to try and do?
I vote for getting the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, bingo, I follow him, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick contest, and we're going to see if you guys can get away before he gets in a position to open fire. So I'm going to have the quickest of you, which I think is Sebastian or Lee. Go ahead and make a quick check for me.
You're gonna have to do that for me, man.
Oh, yep, nope, I got you. No worries.
I'll have it better next time.
That's okay. No problem.
That's what you get for having him roll for you.
Yeah, never have a Marston roll for you if you can help it. Let this be your punishment for not having access.
Yes.
I will roll for you. So yeah, you're hustling along, but it's tough. It's not looking like. Well, let me go ahead and roll because there's always a chance that I'm going to roll something awful.
It could botch even now. It's our only hope.
Oh,
Not looking so good. So the spider drone is pretty quick. It's making good time, and it's actually doing this thing where its legs must be kind of magnetic because it's not really paying attention to the stairs, and it's half running on the wall, and it skitters into position. Do you want to spend some fate points to try and get out of the way? You have to go from a -1 all the way up to a 4 to tie, and a 5 to win. So it'd be tough, but if you want to spend the fate points, you can.
You know what? I'm just gonna hope and pray that it thinks the people with the guns. Oh shit. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. No, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna fortify.
Okay. So it runs around, it gets into position, and then it's going to open fire. Now, while it's opening fire, the idea here is that it's not going to directly try and attack you. What it's going to do is it's going to create an aspect on the scene. and that aspect is going to be Rain of Lead. And it's going to try and like pin you down basically. So there's like this rain of lead coming from the minigun on the spider drone, and it's pinning you in place so you can't move. And you'd have to do something about that before you can actually move out of the place where they're pinning you. So I'm going to say that that roll they did is going to be it, and so that gives me 2 of these. Boom. Let me go back here.
This is definitely not the rain of tacos that I was hoping for.
Not a rain of tacos.
Blood's soft.
So, who wants to go next? The spider drone has gone.
Doesn't that mean he gets to pick?
It does. I'm going to see... I really want to know what Sebastian's going to do, because he's closest to it. So Sebastian kind of tries to dive to run for cover, just realizes he's not going to be fast enough, kind of fortifies and looks at this thing, and then starts whirring up to speed.
So Sebastian is clever, if I recall correctly, yes?
Yes.
Okay,
let me
great.
check that. He sounds clever to me. He's very careful.
Okay, I am going to carefully rip the top of my suit off, the coat,
Yep.
and heave it up over its eyes, over its targeting gizmos.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Go ahead and roll. Roll. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rolling for you. Good
Roll
luck.
high, damn you!
Yep. Here comes the careful.
Ooh.
That's not bad. And actually, you have a stunt that is. Oh, it's a craft story. Never mind. Okay, and you know what? You also should have gotten a +2 because you have a stunt that says, because I always know where the nearest exit is, I get a +2 to quickly overcome obstacles to escape a situation.
Yes, I do.
Yep, that still didn't quite make you to the 4, but I should have applied that for you. All right, so careful is 4. I'm going to try and defend with my quick.
Screw you, giant arachnid bug thing.
I succeed. No, I fail. You succeed, but only barely. So we're going to go ahead and do a aspect here. That's going to be.
Where are these aspects being put? Am I supposed to be able to see them?
Yeah, I think so. So let me see where I'm putting them. Maybe I'm putting them in a weird place.
I can still see the office on all of those pictures, but I don't see stairways or those
Oh.
aspects.
I don't see any of that either.
Okay, hold on one second. Here we are, operating blind. Oh, I see what I did. I'm sorry. There you go. Now you should see them all.
Hey, stairway. All right.
Wow, you guys are operating on memory. Good for you. Very nice. All right. So, sensors compromised. And you get 1 free invoke on that. So I'll put that there. Okay, cool. All right. Who do you want to see go next?
J5. Maybe
J5.
with it or something.
You're up.
Well, since again, it can't rain all the time, especially rain of lead,
Nice.
except that it does.
Except that it does.
I'm going to try to hack the robot itself with my AR stuff, with the wireless.
Okay. All right. So it's a pretty hardened system, so it's going to be a tough call, but or a tough try. But give it a shot anyway.
I want to be very forceful with this. Like, just jam my way through it. No cleverness about this.
Right? Okay. Give it a shot. Boom. That does not look like it
Oh
works.
my god.
Do you want to spend some fate points on that?
No. I didn't fucking do it. All right, whatever. but I know this system would give me a 4. That'd be clever. Never mind. I can't do it that way. Never mind. I'm good. That's
Okay.
it.
So you try to jam your way past this electronic defenses while bullets are like pinging all around you, and it's clearly whoever put this drone together knows what they're doing, and has hardened it against easy access like that. You still think it's possible, but you'd have to be a little luckier than that to do it, or I'd feel less lucky. All right, who do you want to have see go next, J5?
It has already gone this round, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So keeping track over here on the side here. Anything with a star next to it is going.
Ah.
Gotcha. Okay. Why don't we go with the art lady? She's smart. She does cool things.
Yeah, she does. All right, Lee, you're up.
Great. So considering my history with working with overlays, I recognize that Mr. Big Guns over here is accessing something.
Yep.
So I'm gonna use my fingers,
Nice.
which I'm sure he's very excited about.
Why wouldn't I be?
Wait a minute.
And I am going to, by grabbing onto him, ride his connection to that thing and try something similar.
Okay.
I am going to. Very flashily try and shut it down by means of using his connection.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead, and are you going to use your... I think you have a stunt that says you automatically succeed once per session. Do you want to use that now, or are you going to sit on that?
Yeah, I think we'll use that.
Okay. So the way that stunts work in this is they either give you a +2 to a specific situation, or once per session you get like an automatic go. So because she has interfacing tech embedded in her fingertips running to her brain, once per game session she can gain access or control tech that she has no business being able to.
Great.
And this falls specifically in that category. So I like the flashy idea. So when you start doing this, your AR just kind of lights up. It's like anyone who's looking at you with any sort of AR, which is almost everybody, is a pretty spectacular light show. What does that look like when you're accessing your AR to hack like that?
Well, my fingertips glow a bright blue and actually traces all the way down my arms.
Nice.
And I'm going to engage in some creepy face touching with my new friend here.
Awesome. All right. So you do the creepy face touching, and you both realize that your cybernetics link up quickly and well, much easier and quicker than it should. And one of those high-speed connections that you have, J5, is definitely with her and with her interface. And as soon as she makes that connection, you almost get a little bit of her sensorium through your data jack. So you can feel her touching your face, and you can feel her touching your face from both sides. Lee, you get some of that too. You just realize that this should be really hard, but it's just not. It's like your software is interacting with his software fluidly and perfectly. And you kind of ride that information, and then you start seeing the hallway from the point of view of the drone. And you can see crosshairs and bullets flying everywhere, and it's locking on to Sebastian to kind of blow him away through the coat. The coat is kind of obscuring the view a little bit. So you shut it down, or do you give it orders, or what do you want to do with it?
I'm gonna turn it to have it cover our escape here.
Okay. So have it turn and kind of cover the stairwell behind you?
Good move.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So it rotates and does so, and it kind of skitters down into place. And it gets a little bit closer to you guys, which makes you feel a little nervous. But it's bigger than you expected too. It's like bigger than not quite. It's as big as a person, and it moves into position and starts aiming up the stairwell.
I get my coat back.
Yeah, you do.
Forget it.
Very nice.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, let's go.
All right, you go. You continue down the last of the stairwell, and you get down about another flight before the spider drone opens up fire behind you. You hear it start pouring lead up the hallway, and you hear some scattered flechettes kind of ping off its heavy armor, and it keeps firing as you hit the bottom floor of the stairwell, splash through a couple of puddles, and slam open a door into a parking garage.
Damn right.
Perfect. All right. As you come into the parking garage, you notice that there are big empty spaces and long lines of sight everywhere.
Okay, we should scroll down. Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. And the other thing you are aware of is there's a couple of cars here. One of them looks like a box truck, and on the side of the box truck is a janitorial company's AR. And at just a glance, Lee, you are 100% sure that you're the one who made that AR.
I think we should be getting to that particular truck. Trust me.
So you start making your way in that direction, and the other aspect of the scene becomes apparent, which is... I'm in the wrong layer. Which is ambush.
Oh, why?
So as you're kind of moving across, security guards lean out from behind the pillars in the parking garage, just kind of exposing just their shoulders, their heads, their arms, and assault rifles. And they start opening fire in your direction. They're going to go first, and the first person I'm going to shoot is going to be... Let's see.
Another guard.
Who? Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to say it's going to be one of the armed people. So I'm going to shoot at J5, and I'm going to shoot at Jax.
Mm-hmm.
These guys first open fire at J5, spraying the area with bullets. How are you going to defend J5?
Oh no. Okay. I'm just gonna dodge.
Okay, so roll quick for me.
Yeah. Try
Nice.
to dodge.
Yep. So that's a tie. I'm going to use an invoke on ambush, and I'm going to push mine up to a 4. So I'll be hitching you for 2. Do you want to spend a fate point in return, or do you want to take the stress?
I will spend a fate point in return.
Okay. What aspect are you going to invoke?
Forceful.
Oh, that's your
sorry,
approach.
sorry. Aspect.
Yes.
So gun range redneck. So like,
Nice.
I know how these guns fire. It's fucking whatever. This thing isn't gonna hit me. He doesn't
That's
even know how to
perfect.
use it right. What an idiot.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, your knowledge of the guns, like whatever. I'll just be where the bullets aren't. No big deal. And that works. One of them is going to shoot at Jax.
Okay, I want to flashly dive behind one of the pillars and try to get some cover.
Okay, do it.
Oops.
Nice. Wow, you are on fire.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, so you dive undercover and make a big show of it. Everyone knows that you're doing it, but not a single bullet touches you. And I think the last one is going to try and... I'm going to take a shot at Lee. How do you want to try and defend Lee?
I think I am going to hit dirt.
Okay. Is that, what would you call that, quick?
Quick.
Quick, roll it. Nice. I think... Yeah, I'm going to let that one go. I've got one invoke left on big empty spaces and long lines of sight, but I'm not going to spend it here. So you hit the dirt, and bullets just kind of ricochet off the concrete all around you, and you kind of keep your head down, and you get through it okay. I think the guards are going to see what Sebastian does next.
So there's 3 guards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how close are we to the van? Harold, the Hoopty van?
There's a short run between you and it. An action would definitely get you there. It would probably take a second action to get inside. But you can definitely get there and do something, or get there and open it.
I'm going to slam my back up against the van between me and the guards.
Nice.
And Sebastian's going to shoot out the light overhead.
Perfect. Okay. Careful or clever?
Whatever's higher.
Careful sounds good to me.
Roll high, Marsden.
On it. Ish.
Oh, look at you.
That ain't bad. So you succeed. So I'm going to put a aspect on the scene. It's called Lights Out. Boop. I'll put one free invoke on it. Very nice. Cool. Good move. Who do you want to have go next?
Well, it's a crappy artist van, so the artist probably has the keys to it. I'm gonna have Lee go next.
All right, Lee, you're up.
Okay, as far as you're concerned, it's a janitorial van. Where do you get me out of this?
He's panicking, okay? He's not used to this shit. He hasn't had a shrimp cocktail in half an hour. He's just losing it, man.
That being said, considering I am the only one without a weapon, I am running for the van.
Yes.
Okay. Roll quick for me. Nice. Okay. Oops. That's clicking the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, so doesn't look like you're quite going to make it all the way undercover. You want to spend a fate point to make it there?
Yes.
Okay, what aspect will help you get there in time?
I'm gonna say, let me MacGyver that real quick, because I'm gonna find a piece of floating trash and actually use it to. I'm gonna hit it running so that I can slide right to the van.
Okay, so you're gonna make yourself like a cardboard slide sort of thing.
Yeah.
Frickin' I'll buy it.
Helm's Deep. I'm going to the bathroom.
Nice. That was well done. Okay, so you make it. Next, who do you want to have go, Jax or J5?
We'll go with J5.
All right, J5, you're up.
Before I go, Aaron, could you do me a favor and go mute Nate's computer?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Okay. I want to just charge for the van.
Okay.
Just run for it. We gotta
Forceful
get
or quick?
forceful. We gotta get out of here. There's no time for this shit. We gotta fucking go. Let's go.
All right, roll it. Difficulty is 2. Nice. No problem. So you get under the cover of the van easily, and you kind of slide up, right up next to Lee, crouching with your back against the van. So all 3 of you are there now.
Awesome.
Jax?
I would also like to get to the van. See, they're all there. Yes, I will just make a run for it and try to fire off some shots as I'm going. In
Okay.
hopes that it keeps them from firing off more shots at me.
All right. Do it to it. Difficulty 2.
Make
You
it.
cannot fail a roll tonight.
You have doomed me with that, but
I know. That's my job.
Part of this plan.
All right. So you get into position as well, like, again, firing off a few shots on the way, and you kind of spin in behind the van, and the security guards kind of alter their vector of fire, so they're just kind of pumping rounds at the van at this point, trying to punch through it. But it looks like the van's doing okay. Like, it must be reinforced pretty heavy-duty. Heavy-duty?
Red Flanders van.
Heavily doodly, to withstand small arms fires, because it's doing better than a van has any right to do. But now, since you're all here, there's really nothing.
It's a Vanguard.
It's a Vanguard.
Oh man.
Well played.
so I was last. Yes.
Yes.
So I'll
Open it.
say Lee gets to go, so she can
Lee.
drive us the hell out of here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Very nice.
Now I will see nothing else.
All right, Lee. So you are at the van. You check your pocket for keys. What are you gonna do?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't find any, but what you do find is that the van has a sort of its own AR, and it automatically sort of responds to your touch as soon as you're close to the van. And so you kind of wave your hand, and all the doors unlock, and the panel on the side of the van detaches and slides smoothly to the side. and everyone kind of piles in. The car also starts when you pile in, and it's only a moment to get into the driver's seat and get the car moving. The bullets kind of fade behind you as you start getting the van going, and it's a pretty nice van. It responds to your commands. It's not a crappy van despite the appearances. It's pretty high performance, and you get underway and you kind of spin out of the garage. The gate over the garage is down. However, what's your approach going to be to try and get through that?
Is this to everyone?
Yeah.
I'll get it. And I will Rogue Corp IT expert the crap out of it.
Okay, go ahead and roll clever. Yeah, no problem. So, and out here, it looks like the security isn't quite as hardened as it was on the drone. So it's very simple matter to kind of pop the door on it, and the thing starts going up. And as the gate is going up, the guards kind of clear the corner behind you, and they open fire again, and they bounce a few more bullets off your van, and then you peel off under the gate and up a short ramp, and then you kind of exit onto the streets, and you kind of look around, and everything in the Metroplex kind of looks like everywhere else, and you still have no idea where the fuck you are. But you're going away from people with guns.
Seems legit.
Yeah. So what's next? You find yourselves in the car. You're cruising. The adrenaline's starting to wear down a little bit. What's going on?
I'm going to turn my recording off and take like a couple deep breaths. At the risk of sounding uninformed, who the fuck's funding us? And can we do that again?
I wish I had any clue.
I don't remember any of this stuff in my head. This is weird.
Shit, not just me.
I keep expecting, frankly, to wake up. But
Yeah, can you put on your real face? You're freaking me out in the rear view here.
oh, my apologies. So the man formerly known as Vasily Day, his face squirms like there's 1,000 metal eels underneath it, and sections of it kind of move and shift and fall away. And then there's I don't know if you guys can see the picture my lovely wife drew, but there's a smiling, bald, rumpled older man with a giant diamond stud in one ear, and he looks exhausted. Sebastian, it's a pleasure, I suppose, to meet all of you. Thank you for getting me out of there.
Well, I mean, I assume we were all in it together, right?
Certainly.
So
Or
Glad
now,
to believe
anyway.
that, considering our state of repose.
apparently we're old friends. Hey guys.
We are now.
I
Apparently.
am a big admirer of your work, Lee.
Oh, I thank you. Your reports are absolutely riveting.
Should do an interview sometime.
Sebastian pats around in his coat and pulls out a flask that's had some spider bullets gone through it, and he looks very distraught. So,
I'm gonna try to find a place for us to go. All right. So
Yes, please.
I'll be out of touch for a minute, and I start cruising the net and my memory. Like, what the hell's going on? Where should we go? I'll look for something, anything.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking around inside your head, there's definitely someone has taken a lot of time putting together an infrastructure for whatever communication you guys are doing with each other. It's pretty advanced. It's pretty clear you got these high-speed channels to each other, and it looks like there's one place as well, one channel that isn't being that isn't you. So it goes 5 places, and the 5th place you find a placeholder as Sigma, but you don't know who it's attached to, and you're not getting any signal from it whatsoever. But there might be a 5th one of you, maybe.
So I pause for a moment. Does anybody know anyone named Sigma? Does that sound familiar?
Doesn't ring a bell.
And I'll show them what I see. I'll just send it to them with these awesome high-speed channels that we have, right?
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
like, boing! This is what I'm seeing.
And as it comes up for each of you, it's pretty clear that the channels are meant for you. Like Lee, yours is a way to access kind of what they're experiencing through the ARs. Jax is audio, visual, and sensorium input from each of them. Sebastian, yours is like really heavily encrypted and really extremely low bandwidth, so you think you could be able and be transmitting, no one would know. Someone spent some pretty serious cred outfitting you guys with onboard cyberware that interacts really well with each other. The other thing you realize with your poking around is that there's a huge amount of data in your head. And as you're kind of pushing out to everyone else, it's a huge amount of data in everybody's head. And that data looks like trash data. Like it's either so heavily encrypted that you can't make any sense of it, or it's so heavily corrupted that it doesn't make any sense. But almost all of your onboard memory is like just crammed with data. You also, now that you're clear of the building, you can kind of connect to the net at large and access sort of any publicly available information pretty quickly and easily. What sort of place are you looking for?
Someplace with no known association to the building that we were just in, which I should probably find out what that building was. So that would be my first order of business, I guess.
Okay. So you start doing some research, and again, because of the sort of high-speed connections, it's really easy to share your search. And all of you have basically, like, in your field of view, a window to what the other people are doing all the time, unless someone takes an intentional step to mute it or hide it. You're kind of experiencing each other almost constantly all the time, as you're becoming aware of these things and connections. So you see him zip out into the net and start looking for information on that building. Go ahead and roll clever for me, please. Difficulty 4.
I don't find anything.
Nope, not easily. Do you want to spend anything on it, or
No.
Okay. So the fact that you can't find anything is by itself pretty significant. One of the things that fate allows for is if, when you fail, you can choose to succeed anyway and succeed at a cost. So in this case, you can succeed and learn some things about the building, but someone might notice that you're asking questions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Perfect. So you find some pretty well hidden information, and you've got to like sort of overcome some intrusion countermeasures to find the information. But that building is up until let's say like 4 weeks ago was not owned by anybody. It was sort of derelict and was owned by this sort of minor corporation that no one was doing with it. But a month ago, it was purchased, and it was purchased by the Atlas Corporation.
The Atlas Corporation.
Boop. Atlas Corporation is a security contracting group. It does security for some of the other corporations, and also has a fairly significant income flow from private military contracts overseas and in other various corporate wars across the world. Think sort of Blackwater with cybernetics.
Right. I think we discussed some information when we made my character, and I forget who I used to work for.
All right.
I wrote it down somewhere, or I thought I did.
Let me see. Yep, you used to work for Nakatomi Telecommunications.
Okay, so it wasn't Atlas. Good. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. I see it now. Never mind. I mean, so I guess at this point I would start saying this out loud, but then realize that they probably know it already anyway. So I'd be like, yeah, so never mind.
What city are we in? We're all in the, it's just the same.
Yep, you're pretty sure you're still in the Boss Wash Metroplex, which is a giant superstructure that covers a big chunk of the eastern coast of the United States.
Are we anywhere near my home?
Yeah, sure.
In the very heart of an extinct volcano, this is my home port. Safe, convenient, secret, sheltered from any wind. You're all welcome to come stay at my place. It's quiet, clean.
You live in a volcano.
Captain Nemo did. He's an idol of mine.
You're weird.
Sounds
All right.
great. While we're going, I'd like to get up, connect to news feeds, and just kind of keep an ear out, flip channels and see if anything is going on related to us and our running gun battle we just had.
Okay.
And then I'd also like to go through footage of the first room we were in and just see if I can, if there's any, corporation markings or anything that stands out.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and make a careful check for me, please. I know you have a stunt that's not defined yet for Jax, and if this is the sort of research thing that you see yourself doing a lot, you could take a feat that's like a +2 or a stunt that's a +2 to carefully review footage when, or +2 to carefully discover clues and leads when I'm reviewing old footage.
I like that. I'll go with that.
Okay. So that would bring you up to a 4. Okay, so slowly reviewing the sort of footage of the room, the thing that becomes clear to you is that the computers in the room were the product of a Blue Sun Corporation, Blue Sun Cybernetic Solutions. It's not unheard of that corporations would buy computers from each other, but based on the sort of quality of the stuff you're looking at, you're thinking that Blue Sun wouldn't part with that willingly. So either Atlas stole it, or something else happened.
I'll zoom in and kind of highlight and send the frame out to everyone.
Great. You also have some really good footage of the dead guy and the dead guy's badge. All right. So you're heading off to Sebastian's home?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a minute to change the appearance of the van. I'm going to relabel it as the Raining Spiders Exterminating Company.
Very nice. Very nice.
It can't rain all the time, and yet it's raining spiders.
Right?
That's awesome. Okay. All right. So you start heading to the house. What does your neighborhood look like?
Oh, it's a shithole.
Okay.
It's absolutely where people go to drink and disappear off the map. It's just hab after hab after hab. They all look the same. They all reach up into the sky. They're leaning on each other like drunk buildings at the end of a shift. And he pulls up to one of the crappiest ones of all of them. And there's barely even a driveway. There's places to park on the street, but the only reason they're open is because the other cars were hauled off after dying there.
Mm-hmm.
So, right over there. That's that one.
Nice. Yeah, so you pull up and you kind of all pile out of the van and you look up at this this towering pile of crap, and you start heading inside. What's the security like on your building?
Well, it's secure in that it's so disgusting on the outer hall that you wouldn't actually want to step in without a tetanus shot. But he goes up and fumbles around for his key and unlocks the door and opens it up into a if not clean, then a hygienic and organized apartment. It's much nicer on the inside.
Nice.
It's clear, books, empty plates. It's clear this guy hasn't had company over for a while. But the lights work. It's warm. You don't get the creepy crawlies, so it could be a lot worse.
All right. So I'm going to offer you a compel here, Nate. So what that means is that I'm going to take one of your aspects and I'm going to challenge that there's going to be a complication in your life as a result of it. And you get to accept it and get a fate point, or you can decline it and pay me a fate point. So the compel is you have the aspect that is, let me get the specific wording here, a good guy in a bad world. And that represents that you're kind of always, I don't know, what does that mean to you, being a good guy in a bad world?
He'll go up to you and say, I will absolutely not help your family cross that border. And as soon as anybody breaks down in tears, he collapses immediately and fine, I'll fucking do it. He has he has the veneer of I don't care, but it's paper thin.
Okay. So you, so I'm going to offer you this compel that because you're a good guy in a bad world, there's someone in your apartment, and this is someone who you have offered to help, just like you kind of offered to this crew of people. Only you don't remember who they are because you don't remember anything right now for an undisclosed amount of time.
Yeah, I'll accept that. What the hell? Story's all.
So I will click a fate point onto your character, and as you bring everyone, you say, "Oh, it's nice. It's nothing really special, but make yourself at home." And the door to your bedroom kind of pushes open, and a kiddo walks out who's probably 12. He's dressed in one of your dress shirts, and it's kind of coming about down to his knees. He's kind of long and lanky. His hair is buzzed pretty short, and he's got just a little bit of a bulge on one of his temples of a cybernetic implant. It's one of the cheap rock bottom cybernetic implants you get when you can't afford the real cybernetic implants, and it probably just feeds information into his visual cortex to let him see AR and probably not much more. But he comes in and he is kind of rubbing his eyes, and he looks over at you, and he says, "Mr. Crone,
Yes, delightful. I should have told you I was bringing people home, but it all sort of just fell together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is allow him to introduce himself.
I'm Tom.
This is, yes, Thomas.
Hey, that's my name. How you doing, kid?
I'm good. Hi. Do I need to hide?
No, they're trustworthy. They're on the run as well, actually. They were crashing here for a little while.
Okay. Did you find my dad?
Doesn't even blink. It's a work in progress, son. Not of yet, I'm afraid. But if there's anybody here who can assist in such an endeavor, it is these three fine people. So I'm sure we'll make some headway soon.
He kind of nods, says, "Thank you," and he kind of stands there awkwardly and says, "Go ahead."
I've only heard a little bit from Sebastian. Can you tell me a little more about your dad?
Yeah. He's a scientist. He works doing research into spaceships.
Sounds like a smart guy.
Yeah, he's pretty smart. Sometimes he does things I don't really understand, but he's smart.
Do you know what company he worked for?
Yeah. He works for Icarus Aerospace.
Oh, cool. I have a friend who works there.
Oh, do you think he knows my dad?
Maybe. What was your dad's name?
My dad's Vasily Dow.
I'll have to find out.
Doesn't break a sweat. Doesn't nothing. Just okay, great. Absolutely coughs a little bit and turns away just a little bit.
Well, thank you for looking for him, and thank you for letting me stay here. I'm sure he'll be back for me soon, right?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Why don't you go see what's on the vids, and we'll talk later. All right, Thomas? Give my time, my friends some time to acclimate themselves. Take a seat wherever's free, and I shut the door very gently to the bedroom.
Okay.
Would anybody like a drink?
God, yes.
Yes.
It's lovely, delightful.
I think you're gonna need 2, Sebastian.
Yes, Sebastian returns momentarily with 4 tall shots of something that smells pineapple-y and cheap.
And cheap.
Salud.
Nice. All right, so you spend some time kind of unwinding. What's next?
Oh,
So,
Go ahead.
so a news lady, an artist, a face man, and an IT person walk into an apartment. I feel like this is a joke. Well, what's going on here? Does anybody know what's going on?
No
I would
idea.
agree with you if we weren't all particularly well acquainted in a manner that I think would be inappropriate in most circumstances.
my thinking is such. We awaken, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm experiencing some rather significant memory loss. We awaken to what seems to be a flashbang of some kind. No one is around to throw the grenade. 2 dead men. And the whole building is soaking to the bone in sprinkler systems. We are then put through a series of increasingly difficult challenges and then really allowed to escape. They could have cut the tires. They could have done a number of things to keep us in that building and didn't. So, taking into account our upgrades, perhaps with some sort of outrageous test. We're all people on the fringe.
I do
I'm
think
just-
we were in there doing something because I apparently was midway through some particularly interesting work. We were apparently interrupted. And let's be honest, my work's a bit unique. Wouldn't mistake it for somebody else's.
It's very true.
Whatever we were doing, we were being paid really well to do it.
Yes.
I mean, if my upgrades are any indication. So it seems an elaborate setup to run us through.
Just spitballing.
Yeah.
Haven't really had.
theory.
I'm gonna zone
really
out for a
had time.
second, and this is a weird thing. So I want to see if what is happening to us now is actually a simulation.
Ah.
Oh, aren't you smart?
How far down the rabbit hole can you go?
Exactly. So I
I
want
roll
to.
to disbelieve.
Yeah, sort of. Sort of. We
Yeah.
don't remember anything. Yeah, just anyway. Yeah. So like, I want to basically just test the system. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
try to find hiccups.
Hack your own brain.
Yeah, you gotta hack your own brain, Jones.
Nice.
I need room service.
Cool. All right, so let me check this real quick here.
I don't even know
Okay.
if that's possible, but
Oh, anything is possible. So you start doing that. You're like, all right, so wait, is the sensory experiences that I'm getting real, or are they created by some outside source? So I'm going to check this against everything I know about what I usually feel and see, and I'm going to see what I come up with. So you kind of close your eyes, you zone out, and you kind of start just kind of letting your mind kind of float. And you kind of do this thing where you're kind of aware of your own thoughts, and then where your cyberware is kind of taken over for you. And one of the pieces of technology that exists in this world is something called an Exocortex, which is a little bit different than outboard memory, in that the Exocortex and Exocortex can actually you can multitask. You can offload some of your cognitive abilities to the Exocortex, and it will do the cognitive stuff for you while you use your actual meat brain to do other cognitive stuff. So it's like an intelligence boost, it's a recall boost, and it's a processing speed boost for your actual brain. And if you really pay close attention, you can kind of see the communication there. You can see where your thoughts end and the Exocortex picks up for you. Normally, with some practice, that's very fluid and streamlined, and you don't see any delay in that process. But now when you're really looking for it, you can kind of find it. And somewhere in there, you realize that the exocortex that you're accessing is really advanced and could probably take on a good chunk of your cognitive weight, your cognitive load for you, and you're not using it to capacity most of the time. And when you start to kind of offload some of that stuff and you just kind of let your meat brain kind of sift, a memory occurs to you, and you have this sort of memory that you're not sure is real, but you have this memory of your apartment. You have a memory of a woman in the apartment, and you remember like a torrid love affair with this woman in your apartment, and you have no idea who she is, but you know that you cared for her. You know that you two were close, and as you're that memory kind of comes up for you, your exocortex kind of dumps your cognitive load back on you, and you start thinking for yourself again, and you hear a whisper through that crashed communication channel. That's just your name. And then that whisper goes away.
I'll just sort of blink. Anybody hear that? Do you hear that?
No one else heard it.
There's something really weird going on here.
Agreed,
Yes.
but what specifically are you referring to?
Well, okay, so this is hard to explain. So like we have some very advanced technology in our heads, and normally it's a very fluid thing. You can barely notice it's there because it's good, right? But the connection between my real self and that technology is different. It's strange. I don't know. And then I thought I heard a whisper. Someone said my name, and I don't know. I need to think on this a little bit. This is very strange. I'm a little weirded out. You got any more of that pineapple drink?
Yes, it's bottom shelf. I have volumes. I go get a bottle.
Nice.
Thank you.
So what, like, memory's been hidden from you, something like that?
Maybe. So my original idea was that this is all a sim, right? It's easy enough. You put someone in a bench and plug them into it. It's easy to do. I could do it, whatever. But like, nice. Yeah. That was my original thought. So I thought I'd explore that and see if I could find any evidence of that. And I think I almost stumbled onto something, and then something else took over. Well, not took over, but just interrupted me, you know? Something's weird. Something weird is going on here.
No, I can agree with that.
So backing up, assuming that you hired a bunch of people and gave them fucking awesome cyberware, how would you trigger memory issues in all of them at once?
Well, the way I would do it is I would send a sort of you could call it like a hack grenade. You know, anything connected to a system gets affected by it. It just blows up. I know it's a really stupid way to say it, but
I mean, is that something you could do?
I don't know. Is that something I could do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if all of your brains were working like a network, and you had this high-speed connection, and somehow it got compromised, and used your exocortex to interact with your meat brain, then yeah, that could work. It would take a really complicated program to do that to people. Like, you're talking super, super complex programming. Could you personally do it? Maybe not. Is it possible? Sure.
I could probably do it with, you know, years of work. It would take a long time. But honestly, I don't even know if I could do it by myself. But I don't know. It's possible. It could be done.
You'd just be really, really good and probably have access to a lot.
Yeah, corporate funding, teams and teams of computer programmers working on a thing. Sure. It's possible. Could be done.
So, do you think that's what happened to us? I mean, is there, I don't know, forensic computing something you can do?
You know what? That's a good idea. Hold on.
Did a story on it once.
Yeah, nice. So you totally think you could. However, you're not equipped for it here. You would probably have to find a place with a high-speed connection, a bunch of computer gear that I don't know the words for, and maybe even an expert in cyberware to really dig into that sort of forensically. But it's possible, just probably not in Sebastian's apartment.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, we don't have the equipment to do it here. I don't know. I kind of want to find out who this Sigma person is, though.
That sounds like a good start.
Yeah. Like why are they connected to this network, and what's going on with that?
And why have they gone silent? Are they watching us, or is something tragic befallen them?
I don't know.
Is it a dead connection or just a quiet connection?
Let's find out. I'll see if I can contact Sigma.
Okay, so you start. You kind of prepare a message, and you send it out and you're not getting a reply from the host. So you ping it, and you're not getting any sort of reply back.
But does it feel like? And I use the word "feel" on purpose. Does it feel like the message is getting there?
It feels like, like it's bouncing, like it's hitting.
Like a bad email address.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
It's just not getting there. I can't reach them. Okay. Well, how about I look around in the network for places that Sigma has been?
Yeah.
Maybe they have a signal or a tag or something. I don't know.
Cool. So the one of the things about Fate is it's meant to be, and I guess my style as a game master is it's really meant to be kind of an open sandboxy world. There's stuff that's scripted that can be triggered from time to time. I'll throw weird stuff at you, but there's no right answer. Or if there is a right answer, I'll just tell you, hey guys, go here and do this. And I'm not going to hide that. So if you feel like you're sort of floundering, you can either just say, just pick a direction and go, and I'll run with you. Or you can say, sort of as a group, like, we need more direction, James, and I will give you more direction. Especially where this is a first time playing together. We don't really know each other's style. I have no problem stepping back and being like, hey James, what exactly are you looking for here? Or I need more information, or I need to know what your intention is, and all that's a fine conversation to have. So while you are sort of running down Sigma in the real world, what are the rest of you doing?
I'd like to switch over to computer in our connections chat so I don't have to talk out loud.
Yep.
I'll say, I read your name tag right, Sebastian?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Your name tag when we were in there?
Yes. To be honest with you, it's a part of my short-term memory I can't access.
Right, but I've read the name right. That's the kid's dad.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I do actually have a friend over at Icarus.
Would you be so kind as to perhaps ask? If the boy is here, and I'm some vocalizing as well. If the boy is here, then he's in trouble. It's what I do. I move people from point A who need to get to point B.
Okay.
So that would be lovely.
I'm
Why did I
gonna.
throw-
send a message to Caleb and just have our regular, like, hey, give me a call so we can schedule coffee. You know, this is a totally normal message.
Right.
Cool. Tell me about what you picture for Caleb.
So he works at Icarus Aerospace on the sort of researchy, techie side of things, and is kind of like Dear Sebastian, a little bit of a too good of a guy for where he is and what he does. So in the past, he was a whistleblower when I was doing some bigger stories, and we did some corporate espionage together, which was fine when I worked for a corporation because they weren't, you know, as a competing corporation, so that was all good. So he's kind of been a source and also someone to occasionally, you know, help out when he wants to stop anything from getting too far down the wrong path.
Okay, so he hasn't been outed as a whistleblower.
Not yet. No.
All right, but he runs that sort of way, that sort of anti-corp sentiment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you deliver the message, no problem. I'm going to say it's early enough in the night that you get a reply before too long, and it says basically finally coming out from under your rock, smiley face emoji. Good to hear from you. Meet me at the circus? ?
Sounds great. Where is the circus? How far is it from here? I'll suggest a time that is soon.
It's not far from here. It's a bar that you have
Even better.
that you've heard of and you've been to before. It's not the nicest spot, but it is it's a good place to meet where you're basically off the books. Like no one is gonna bother you there. No one's gonna talk to you.
That sounds perfect.
Cool. So that is set up. I'm gonna go. Okay. Cool. All right. So that's set up. What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing?
I'm going to start poking around at the design of our upgrades
Okay.
and see if I can recognize any kind of designer signature to it.
Nice, good call.
Yeah, it's a great call. Okay. Nice. Okay, so you start poking around at it, and okay. So that takes some time. So I'm gonna come back to you. Sebastian, what are you doing?
Sebastian excuses himself to the bathroom, closes the door, runs the water, is very quietly sick, and cleans up, comes out, and suggests to the group at large, I don't know when any of us last ate. Perhaps I could order us something to eat. It would be my gift for getting me out of there in one piece.
Sounds great. Much appreciated.
Always about free food.
You can't work on an empty stomach. I order up some cheap whatever the hell passes for Indo-Cajun around here and have it delivered.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. So let's go back to Darren. Okay. So you find that Sigma is known on the streets, and you find the way I picture like the shadow economy of the Boss Wash Metroplex is that you tend to go by a nickname and not your real name. Right. And your sort of real identity is pretty obfuscated, and you leave that behind when you sort of enter this life. But this life has become so sort of pervasive that it has its own websites, it has its own places where you look for history about people who engage in the shadow economy. So you find Sigma, and you're convinced yourself right away that she is an absolute badass, like that she has like some sort of military traiing, some sort of history as a sort of corporate mercenary, and then something happened, and you have this short like news clipping sort of deal from a couple of years back of her, like it's a story, an account of someone watching her take apart a mercenary kill squad from Atlas Corporation that came after her. And just kind of like making an example of them and executing them in the street. And then she kind of went to ground. You find that she was operating in South America for a little while, and that she popped up doing a few jobs at the in Mexico City. And then the last couple months, she was seen here, like really locally, hanging out in the Boss Wash Metroplex, and that there's a club downtown that she frequented fairly often. Let's see. I'm going to call it the. What's a badass name for a bar? Anyone?
Let's see.
Clock Tower 5.
Love it.
Done.
Yep, called Clock Tower 5. And she was seen there a couple of times and seemed to be doing some work in that area, but no one pried or looked too close because she's a badass and no one wanted to mess with her.
Okay.
Boom. All right. Aaron, you get inside. I'm sorry, Lee. You get inside your the sort of cyberware, and you start looking in like the fine print and stuff. And as far as you can tell, most of what you have is an original original work. There's no manufacturing stamps on it. There's no serial code, serial number in most of the parts. This is all what you can tell kind of like from the inside. If you got into a real lab and opened yourself up, you might have a little bit more luck nailing the specific components. But it looks like a custom job, like someone with a really advanced manufacturing setup made these. And whoever did it was either going way out of their way to cover up corp affiliations or was doing it completely independently. And again, that level of sort of weight brought to bear to make this happen is a little sombering and a little worrying. But you're pretty sure that Neurolab, some of the designs are based on proprietary Neurolab information.
Okay, looking at the actual, like, being an artist,
Yeah.
looking at the actual design of it and the way things are crafted, is there any kind of particular flavor or flair that I would associate with any one particular designer?
That's really, really a good question. That is an incredible question. Let me see if I can find an answer that's worthy of the question.
Now.
Yeah. I got this. Where did I put them? There. Okay. Okay. You feel like the person who put this together, more than anything else, valued the idea of multiple components interacting in harmony. That even if there was a quicker way to do it, that would only mildly like interrupt the functioning, they avoided that, and they went for a design that is fluid, that is like organic and natural, and heavily emphasizes unity and harmony in all the components coming together. They could have made your specific upgrade better. They could have made J5's upgrade better. They could have made Jack's upgrade better. They could have made Sebastian's upgrade better, but they chose not to in favor of making them interact with each other more smoothly.
All right.
Does that make sense? Okay, cool. That's a great question. Okay, so now you've got two sort of destinations that you could go and check out. You've got the Circus and you've got Clock Tower 5. Does anyone have... Oh, and you've got food on the way. So the food is going to go ahead and show up any moment now. Does anyone have anything else they want to do over dinner? Or you want to move to another location? Or do you have more investigation to do here?
The one thing I would do is I would make sure that the Igma, Jesus, I'm looking at the picture and just wowed. The information I discovered about Sigma would be relayed to everyone.
Okay. Yep. it really seems like because of these connections, you have this sort of mutual AR. And so I'm picturing it as like this like 3D virtual space that you can just like put information and it appears there for everybody. And it's non-intrusive. You can kind of let it fade to the background real easy, or swipe it and remove it, or move it on your own AR. But anything you choose to share is very easily just kind of shunted to the work group, and the
Yeah.
work group gets the information.
Awesome. I do that then.
Cool. Everyone's got that.
I do similar. I bring up any of the points and probably go on a little bit long-winded about why every piece of this is elegant and why it interacts in the way it does. And I gush.
Nice.
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 Sebastian sits back and lets out sort of a deflating sigh and is very happy to just let all of you just carry on. He's just
Yeah, whoever designed our upgrades apparently was very interested in seeing that we worked as flawlessly together as possible, rather than seeing that we were individually as capable as possible.
That does seem
Still
to be a
pretty
focus.
capable.
Yeah.
Still
They also
great.
went to great lengths to hide any kind of labeling. Usually there's all sorts of little ways to tell who designed what, but they really went to the effort to make sure that we could not tell.
some kind of
I could spout like one or two theories right now, but I don't know if it's productive. Like, I
Go for it.
I feel like Sigma is behind a lot of this, in some way. It's the piece is right there. That piece of that puzzle is right there. Maybe it's too easy. I don't know.
It would be hard to think Sigma is not involved in some way.
Well, I mean, obviously Sigma's involved. I mean,
beyond just being this missing part of our cohesive unit here.
yeah, but she's amazing.
I'm retroactively flattered. I don't disagree.
Have you seen? Like, I point to the list and like, bing, bing, like all these little things, all these things. Oh my god! All right, I'm sorry, I gushed.
That's awesome. All right, so next move.
I eat food.
You
Yes.
eat food. The food's not bad. Yeah, it's not, amazing, but it's not bad.
you're getting that kind of running theme on Sebastian's life is that it's not bad, it's not amazing, but it's not bad.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so you eat a meal. Yeah, what's next?
Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to this bar, or do we want to go to say something about a circus?
I'm all for having people nearby. Maybe not right at the table to start with. It's a little jumpy about that kind of thing.
Of course.
But I would love to have backup given how today has gone.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
So should we go set it up so you can talk to your guy?
Good by me?
I'm going to change, if you don't mind. Sebastian's quick. He comes out dressed in, looks like an off-duty worker's uniform for some menial job. Has no name pad. And his face is shifted to someone who's about 56, white hair, old, just 1,000-mile dead stare. So your worker getting off his second shift.
Nice.
It's going to take some getting used to.
Sorry.
Not a complaint. Neat
Would you
trick.
believe that in my second apartment, after I had this done, that I didn't actually have a picture of myself anywhere? And after I changed one evening, I found it almost impossible to change back. I had to go a long way to find a picture of myself. It was all very embarrassing.
Nice.
Regardless.
So do you find it difficult to remember what your own real face looks like sometimes?
Oh no, I have multiple copies now backed up. Yes. But, from the neck down, it's not so difficult. It's just that.
That's none of my business. All right.
Nice. Okay. So the idea is to kind of set up this meet at Circus, and then everyone else is going to back up from a safe distance and kind of set up around, and then you're going to meet with Caleb. Does that sound about right?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So you make your way that way. I'm going to, let's see here. Okay. Just checking aspects real quick. Okay, cool. All right, so you make your way to the circus.
We are the circus.
Boom. All right. So the circus is it's not the nicest place. It has a reputation for a place where if you're part of the shadow economy and you want to do biz, this is a place to go. However, if you are an outsider, this is not a place where you want to start your association with the shadow economy. There's no decent people here. Everyone's a predator. From the bartender to the guy at the door to the people who are dancing on the dance floor. Everyone here is looking for something and is looking to get it right now. There's screeching music that almost covers the sounds of gunshots in the distance. And there's just this feeling of chaos when you walk through the main door. I picture like a kind of a raised entryway where there's a couple of tables, there's a bar off to the side, and then there's like this it's like 4 or 5 steps to go down to this larger dance floor, and there's some tables on the far end of the dance floor. The dance floor's AR is set up to be like an ocean, so it's like this choppy black water that you're dancing on and moving on just under the surface, and if you like peer at it underneath the waves, you see like sharks swimming back and forth under the ocean. The roof above you is also has an AR that makes it look like there are lots of people watching. Like there's rows upon rows of people just looking down through the roof at everyone who's in the circus. And while the people are dancing and kind of among the sharks, there occasionally will like look up and like yell or gesture at the people watching. And every now and then the people watching move around and will like lean to each other and talk. And it leaves you kind of wondering how many are really watching through AR and how many are computer simulation. That said, you make your way inside, and it's loud and crazy, but you manage to find a table. Where are you guys setting up? Are you finding at tables, bars? Kind of describe to me how your characters can interact with this chaos and how you make yourself at home and prepare.
I'm gonna go in and make a pretty straight line for the table where Caleb and I normally meet, kind of in the back. But going through the dance floor, I will definitely dance my way through the dance floor rather than just like beeline through it or go around it.
Okay. Do you think people recognize you?
Yeah, probably some. Not totally unheard of to be here, and this is probably sort of some of my target audience. So,
Nice.
Very cool. All right. So some of them kind of recognize you. You make your way through. You throw some dance moves, and you make your way towards that table. How about you, Lee? What do you think?
I'm probably going to go just disappear into the dancing crowd.
Okay. Do you think there's anyone here who would recognize you?
I would say probably not, because as much as I like to show off, I am not particularly fond of making my actual appearance well known.
Okay. So I would like to offer you a compel, I think, Lee, for your How Could I Resist? And what I'd like to offer is that
Oh God.
sometime over the course of the last month, you have started a new relationship with someone. And it's sort of like a casual thing, a fling, and you just couldn't pass up the opportunity to have this person in your life, even though maybe they've got some traits that make it a little tough. Are you okay
Sure.
with that? Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Oh,
So you take another fate
absolutely.
point.
That's a grenade. She'll happily jump on.
Could you
Every
describe
single
for me someone who your character would find irresistible?
Probably someone who is in the similar scene of doing revolutionary art. Probably, the go big, go home kind of person.
Nice.
Maybe somebody that I had admired their work for a while without actually knowing the actual person much.
Okay.
So that running into them became just like a chance to collaborate.
Nice. So the attraction was somewhat professionally motivated as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Or artistically motivated as well. All right. What do they look like?
Brooding artist.
Brooding artist. Okay, cool. Are you picturing like punk artist, or are you picturing more like Life is Pain dressed in black artist?
I think like starving street artist.
Nice. Okay,
God.
cool. What's their name?
Pascal.
Pascal.
Oh.
Is that clicking noise on your all's end, or is it something I'm doing?
We can all hear it. I don't know where it's coming from is the problem. So I think that's an issue we'll tackle another day.
Okay, doke. I sort of assumed it was something I've done.
Okay, so Pascal, the starving artist. So Pascal is here, and it looks like he's. Is he okay?
Yep.
He is dancing and is kind of joining in, and he's modified his own AR so that it's almost like a mirror that's wrapped around him. And as he's dancing, it's sort of reflecting the ARs of people around him. But he's set up some sort of program that's altering the reflection a little bit, so it's making them sort of like grotesques. So if one of them has like an AR that makes them look like a more attractive version of themselves, the reflection is even worse looking, like it's very grotesque. And as the sharks kind of pass under him, the refraction of his AR changes them so they look like goldfish. And then they come out the other side and they're sharks again. And he sees you and smiles and starts working his way across the dance floor to you. And he smiles and says, what does he call you?
Lee.
Lee? Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, Lee, where have you been?
Underground.
I guess. I've been by your place. You haven't been around.
No, work's kept me away.
Working on anything good?
It's still revealing itself to me.
Yeah, art's always elusive like that, right? Is it something that's going to go public anytime soon?
Not sure. It's still in the works, pretty much. It's a group project, so
At that, he actually looks a little bit offended. You're working on a group project?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I get it. Good luck with that. Where are you working on it?
Well, it hasn't actually have a place of installation just yet.
I see. So you're not going to tell me who you're working with. You're not going to tell me where you're going to put it?
I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I haven't found the perfect location.
Okay, Lee, fine. Have your thing. Enjoy your art. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your work. And he just kind of walks away and kind of disappears into the crowd, muttering to himself.
Diva.
For sure. Cool. All right, and then where are you setting up to wait for the meeting?
I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing and just wait.
Okay, cool. All right, nice. Bastion, how are you working your way in here?
I go straight to the bar. I've just done a 13-hour shift doing God knows what. I need something to drink and I need a bus ticket home.
Nice. All right, so you head right to the bar, and the bartender looks up at you, and you've changed your face for this occasion, right? It's not...
I'll switch it back over for him, just for a moment. I'm
Okay.
sure I've been in here before.
He totally recognizes you, and without saying anything, brings you your regular drink.
Man, that's...
What is your regular drink?
It's fluorescent pink in a tall glass with a blue little umbrella on top. It's called a courtesan's kiss.
Okay. He makes the courtesan's kiss without a bit of hesitation. Like he just makes it like it's normal, and he puts it in front of you, and then he stops for a minute, and then he grabs the umbrella and sticks it in and slides.
Fantastic. Excellent.
All right. Cool. So I think that leaves you, J5. How are you working your way in?
I'm not really a social person, so I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna find a table somewhere, out of the way, just where I can see people and people leave me alone.
Screwed.
All right, you do that. A few minutes after you guys are all kind of in position, or you folks are all in position, Caleb arrives. Now, what do you picture Caleb looking like, Jax?
Darker skinned man with short hair, kind of has a little bit of a worn look to him, and just sort of always seems to be in a slight bit of a rush. Probably in his like early 40s. Can't quite shake the like professional air he has, just kind of upright and a little buttoned up looking, even if he's not really dressed for it.
All right. So he comes in. He's doesn't seem completely comfortable here, but he's been here before to meet you, and he kind of navigates the crowd. A couple people kind of catch that corporate sort of air to him, and this is a place full of predators, and he puts off just enough prey that people notice him. And he's a little out of place as he crosses the dance floor, but he settles down at your table, and he's got like an anxious look. He's a little worried, and he sits opposite you and kind of makes like real intense eye contact, and he says, "Are you okay?"
It's been a little crazy recently. God, how long has it even been since we talked?
I don't know. It must have been since your apartment got firebombed. So what's that? Like 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah. Man, feels longer and shorter at the same time, I'm going to turn my camera on, but I want to put a blur on his face or blur on him and a modulation on his voice in the recording, just so I have a record, but
Sure.
It's not clear it's him. Yeah, like I said, it's been some kind of a trip working on a story, and I think it's really going somewhere. Thus probably the firebombing and whatnot. How are you?
Okay. Things have been, work as usual, pretty much. Starting to think maybe they're watching me a little more closely because they've been putting me on some really, really boring projects. Nothing big going on there. They're looking to try and get a space elevator constructed somewhere in the Middle East, and they're kind of competing a little bit with Ultor, trying to get the rights to that. It's so expensive to get up there. I think building the elevator will make it a little cheaper, but still, only the richest of the rich will make that ride. Not you and me.
That doesn't sound actively super terrible, though. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not compared to that other thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Take the ones where you can get them, I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I'll say then again, maybe they're just keeping me away from the juicy stuff. I don't know.
Hey, take the break while you got it, right?
Yeah.
So I hate to do this, but if you don't mind my asking, what do you know about a guy named, whatever that name was that I can't out of game remember?
Vasily Dow.
Vasily Dow. Works at Icarus?
Vasily. How hot is it?
Seems to be pretty. I wouldn't make a point of asking questions.
Okay. Well, let me see what I can get off the more public information.
Okay.
His eyes just kind of glaze for a second, and he's interacting.
Tread lightly.
He nods, and a minute later he comes back and says, yeah, he looks like he got assigned to a special project, and then he kind of isn't in our system after that. He got assigned to the project, it looks like about a month ago. And then he was active on the project for a little while, and now he's showing as no longer employed.
In your professional opinion, is that he's on a super secret project, or
Yeah,
he's
super
unemployed,
secret
or he's unemployed and not available for other work?
project. My guess would be super secret project. Sometimes when Icarus needs us, or needs some level of deniability, they put us to a secret project and create a work group for it, and we kind of disappear for a while. And then when you get reassigned back to the company, they kind of close the gap, and the end date kind of disappears, and you're just always there right along. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this Vasily kind of pop up again in a little while.
So how does that work if you've got like family and whatnot?
Well, usually the corporation takes care of your family for you. Your work location is changed on paper, but in practical reality, you're just showing up to a different office, and your family is unaffected.
Okay.
Usually, you think there's something going on with this guy's family?
Not sure yet. Just trying to track everything down, and he's not where he's supposed to have been outside of work, so I'm not sure about where he is inside of work.
I can get you more information, but not without asking.
I'd love what you can find, but it might be pretty hot, so especially if you think they're watching you a little more carefully, I'd say let me try out some other leads first.
I'll keep my ears open, though. If something's happening with his family, I mean, no one deserves that, right?
Right.
All right. I'll see what I can find.
Thanks.
Carefully.
Thanks.
Can I just drop you a message?
Yeah, it should be fine.
All right. Great. You have a place to stay and everything, or?
Crashing with a friend at the moment, but I expect I'm gonna kind of be couch bouncing for a while. I'll let you know if I set up something more permanent. Meantime, message is the best way to get in touch.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Hey, stay safe. Don't.
You too.
Okay. And he finishes the drink real quick, and then and gets up to go. And I think as he gets up to go, the camera sort of follows him as he crosses, and the camera kind of pans past each of you in your position, and all of you are watching him cross the room. And he kind of stops, and in the doorway of the club coming in is a guy that doesn't look like he has any place here. He's dressed in a really nice suit. He's got sort of black shades that wrap around and cover his eyes entirely, and kind of comes around the sides. And you can tell by looking that they're kind of attached to some sort of cyberware under there that are probably amping his vision up. He's got black gloves on, and he just a little bit of like a neck tattoo that's peeking up outside of the suit and crawling up like the side of his face a little bit. And when Caleb makes eye contact with him, Caleb freezes, and then starts kind of looking around back and forth a little wildly.
I'm gonna get up and just kind of mosey to the dance floor and send "oh shit" to everyone in the group.
You all get a heads up. So you start moving kind of into position. What are the rest of you doing?
Similarly, I'm gonna try and give her friend here some backup.
Okay. What does backup look like from you? You just sort of get in the area, or are you getting in position to do something?
Getting close. Maybe that if I had to, I might be able to make a quick grab for somebody.
Perfect. Okay, Sebastian and J5, what are you guys doing?
I would like to. Can I see him from where I'm sitting?
Yes, definitely.
I would like to see what he's connected to.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I'm going to give him a little bit of security. So go ahead and make a clever roll to try and overcome that security. Okay. Cool. Do you have a feat that helps you out with that? I'm sorry, a stunt, rather.
Maybe if I'm familiar with the system that he's using.
Okay. Yeah, you are. So he's connected to a network that's very similar to the one that you are part of now. So you think that he is connected to a small work group similar to the work group that you're connected with, and you're thinking that there's probably 2 other people in that work group, and both of them are somewhere nearby.
Okay, I let everyone know immediately.
I tell the bartender, I lean across real quick and mouth the word cops.
He nods, and his eyes just kind of like flip to the side and back, and you're pretty sure he just sent a message through his AR.
Fantastic.
All right.
I'll send a message to everyone. Say, Lee, can you go be Caleb's date? Give him a reason to be here that isn't me.
I just run right up to him, grab his hand. Steve, it's been so long. Come on, you owe me that dance. And I just yank him right onto the dance floor.
Okay. And yeah, he like stiffens for a minute, like he's going to resist, and then he just kind of nods and gets kind of pulled along with it. And the guy, this is the clear like suit, continues to track with his eyes, but doesn't like move to intervene. Sebastian, so you've warned them. Lee, you're dancing with him. Okay, cool. All right, so he starts moving around like the edge of the dance floor a little bit, still kind of keeping an eye on him and like trying to get close without actually stepping on the dance floor. So he's like kind of circling the edge, and you get this sort of minute where he's circling the edge of the oceanic dance floor, just like the sharks are circling around the people who are dancing, and you get this sort of like predatory vibe from him as he moves around the edge of the club. He kind of looks like he's looking for an opening.
Okay, I am going to make an attempt, since I can be right here with my hands on him. In fact, I put my hands right up to the back where I usually would be servicing other people's AR.
Okay.
I am going to try and basically give us a mask to hide behind. Like, in between, like keep pushing us so that we can put people between us and this guy, hoping that we might be able to just do a quick blend into the crowd. Not necessarily, not the level, obviously, of what Sebastian pulls off, but just enough to give the slip.
Sure, I love it. Go ahead and make a flashy roll for me. While she's doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing? What are your maneuvers here?
I'm going to send a similar program through my AR to match Caleb's suit exactly.
Nice.
And then switch my face over to look like him, and I'm going to walk right by Thuggy McGee.
Awesome.
Nice. Okay. So, Lee, it doesn't look like your 0 is quite enough to make it. So, but 2 would. So, do you want to spend a fate point to either re-roll that or get a bonus?
Yeah, we'll spend a fate point.
Okay. What aspect are you going to invoke to do that?
The awesome aspect.
We're gonna go with overlay artist.
Perfect. Yep. All right. So you do this, and what do you want to call that? The aspect that you just created.
Just another face.
Nice. Perfect. And you get 1 free invoke on it. All right. Can you make a, I'm going to say a flashy roll for me, please, Sebastian?
Can you make a flashy roll for me, please?
Oh, yes, I can. Sorry. process there, the process. All right, so I rolled a 0, so that's not great. Do you want to spend a fate point to?
Yes.
You have to get to at least a 2 to tie. You need more than a 2 to succeed. So you can only invoke an aspect once with a fate point. So you can't like spend 2 on the same aspect. So to get your first +2, what do you want to? What aspect do you want to invoke? Your aspects are good guy in a bad world, high society operator, man with 1,000 faces, cybernetic facial implants, or stole the last breeding pair of Egyptian alligators with someone, and I know where they live.
It'll come up.
It'll
Man of 1,000 faces. Let's just go with that.
That's perfect. Okay, so you spend a fate point on that, and that pops you up to a 2. Boom. Do you want to invoke a second aspect of your own, or do you want to try and use the free invoked on just another face?
Sorry, repeat that.
So you're tying them right now, which means that it won't fully work. It'll kind of work a little bit, but if you can get another +2, then you'll succeed. And you can either spend a fate point to invoke another aspect to get that +2, so you're spending a second fate point, or when Lee made that kind of ripple in the AR to try and hide them, that charged that aspect just another face with a free invoke. So you can use that if you can work that AR manipulation that she did into your action, and you can spend that free invoke instead of spending one of your fate points.
I'm going to use another face point because I'm good at this, and they might need that to get the hell out. So,
okay. Cool.
And whatever other aspect makes sense, except obviously the Egyptian reading.
Yeah, I think cybernetic facial implants is probably.
Bingo. So.
All right, so now you look like that guy, and you walk past him, and his eyes kind of flip from the crowd to you, and he gets that sort of target lock, and he reverses his rotation, so he's moving now towards you.
I head to the bathroom.
Perfect. Jax and J5, what are you guys doing?
So as we're watching this, and I assume everyone's in the loop as people's awesome plans, seriously, awesome plans, I'm going to pick out someone who I had an interaction with on the dance floor, someone who clearly watches the show, and like get them kind of right near this guy and just be like, hey, loud, obvious interview. Tell me about like what the kids today are doing with your crazy dance floor.
Nice.
Like I'm going to be loud, I'm going to be flashy, and I'm going to be near this guy.
Okay.
So I definitely want to catch him in the camera, and I want him to know that he is caught in the camera.
Awesome. That's perfect. Okay, make a flashy roll for me.
And I will spend fate if I need to on that.
Okay. I think 2 is enough. So you create an aspect. Do you know what you want to call it?
Candid camera.
Candid camera.
Ooh.
Perfect. All right, and he notices that. Like his eyes kind of. Well, he's got the sunglasses on, so you can't tell that he notices that. But you can tell by like the way his posture shifts that he is kind of aware that he just walked into something, and continues to like look over his shoulder at you. And I'm gonna say, J5, you pick up like a pulse of information going through his network that he just sent a message or something.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. And what are you doing in the meantime there, J5?
I wanted to try to determine the location of the other two.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make a clever check for me, please.
Does I know the system apply?
Yes, it does. I'll allow that.
So it'll be a 2 + 2, I think.
Cool. Sounds good. Let me check that real quick. Bam. Okay, so he's going to... All right. Okay, so he's winning by 1 right now. Do you want to spend a fate point to try and boost that up?
Does that include my +2?
Oh, it does not. Nice. Always call the game master on his bullshit. Well done. Yeah, no, you're there. So yeah, one of them is outside in a van, and one of them is on a rooftop across the street.
Good.
Okay, I let everyone know. Like, in fact, if I can like get like a map of the place and be like, here's a map, here's where they are.
Yep, definitely. Also, because you're I always forget the exact term here, gun range redneck. You can tell by the one who's on the rooftop that you would bet money that they've got a sniper rifle trained on the front door. Like you are positive that, like, if you were going to do that, that's where you'd be.
Yep.
That's where the motherfucker is, and that's
Yep.
what the motherfucker's doing. Okay. Cool. Nice. So we're gonna go back to Lee. You're what are you gonna do now?
Is there a back entrance to this place?
It's always a back entrance.
Heyo.
All right. I'm going to try and make our way in that direction.
Okay. So there's no one stopping you. The crowd's kind of tough to get through. I'm gonna have you roll sneaky to see if you can get past the suit guy. He's heading in the other direction, so I'll get a little bit of a bonus for that. But go ahead and roll sneaky for me. Okay. Let me check his feats here. Okay, cool. I'm going to use careful to try and resist that. Let's see. Nope, you did it. So he kind of looks over his shoulder, and for a minute you think he sees you, but then you manage to kind of push Caleb's head down and kind of push him through the crowd, and you get him around the corner behind the bar and out the back door. Nicely done. Sebastian, you're in the bathroom.
Fantastic. I hustle into a stall, slam the door shut, drop the disguises, and start groaning like I'm passing a cantaloupe.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll quick for me to see if you make it in there before he makes it in the room. Oh wait,
I'm on your team, Darren.
I know. It's awful. I love it.
Nice, you are quick.
Yeah, you
Damn.
killed that man.
He's probably been in this situation before.
Because he ate a whole cantaloupe?
He's an old man. Not really,
All right.
but
So you get in there, you drop everything, you drop the look, and you're like almost waiting a second before the door opens and the guy comes in, and he looks around and kind of like pounds on the other stall, pounds the other stall open, looks like does that thing everyone hates to do in an action movie where he looks underneath the stall to see legs, and he hears you kind of grunting away, and he doesn't know what to do with that. So
Nailed it.
You see another pulse of information go through his network, Darren, and he kind of rushes out, and he slams the door open and hits the floor like kind of forcefully. Comes out and kind of pushes a person out of his way and starts scanning the crowd.
If I can, I would let everyone know that what's going on. Like, everyone knows what's up.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
I let them know that everyone know that we're outside.
it's all
Nice.
up to you guys now.
So he's going to slow down, and he's going to like search the club for you guys. He's not sure exactly what he's looking for, so the difficulty is going to be pretty high. But he's definitely like he's got Jax kind of pegged as someone who's operating against him. But that's the only, and he kind of mentally has Lee pegged as someone who's acting against him. So he's going to like search the crowd, and you get the impression that now he's looking for you guys. What do you want to do? It's basically, do you want to be found, or do you want to try and avoid?
I have a question.
Yeah, hit me.
How... Never mind, I can't do this. It's totally not my thing.
Just put it out there, man. Put it out there.
So I'm gonna ask how easy or difficult is it to like make, because everyone's looking in AR, right? Like
Yeah.
if I were to make duplicates of people, and the reason I said I can't do this is because this is more Lee's field.
Oh, totally. Yep. But that's kind of what she's done with just another face.
Right.
So if she wanted to try and pull something like that, she's already set herself up really well to do that.
Yeah. In fact, I'll be like, Lee, can we make duplicates of us just walking out the front door?
Okay. We'll work with that.
I like it. Okay, so make a.
I forgot my accent.
That's okay. make a flashy check.
I have another question, James.
Hit me.
Can I help her by making it more difficult for the agent people?
Yeah, you can.
Like,
Go ahead. Yeah. So how are you gonna do that?
make it so there's some sort of weird sort of electrical interference or some kind of weirdness that they can't account for immediately.
Okay, so you're like buzz their system with some extra
just
static?
fuzz it out a little bit, you know?
Okay. Yeah, do it. Go ahead and roll. Let's see, clever or flashy.
It's got to be clever.
Then do it. Nice. Okay, so you succeeded, and you create an aspect that's what do you want to call it?
It's an electrical storm. Or magnets. How do they work?
Ta-da!
Done.
Yes. This game is the best.
All right. Boom.
Oh god.
Okay. So is that your flashy roll there? The one, Lee?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll there. Careful. Oh, okay. So every session I get 3 fate points, or 4. Wait, 4? There's 4 of you. Yeah, 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one to re-roll that.
Seems legit.
Boom. I'm not gonna do much better. And then I'm gonna check out his aspects real quick. He has, he's gonna use Point Man to try and get a +2 on that. So now I'm at a flat 2, so you are losing by 1.
So systems question?
Yeah.
Can she then invoke the magnets thing that I just made?
Absolutely.
To get a
And just
+2?
another face for that matter too.
There you go.
So you want to spend those free invokes?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So that puts you way over the top. So you shift into the AR and you just start like basically hacking everybody's AR and modifying everybody's AR so that they look like, what are they going to look like? You guys?
Yeah, we're gonna make so that like you said, like they were fleeing out the front.
Okay. So I'm going to compel you, and or offer you a compel, and I'm going to say that like, how could you resist not making this a big statement? Like not just a subtle illusion of people running out the front door, but something big that actually says something about life itself in some way while you're doing this. Big, flashy, over the top, a Lee original that people will be talking about for generations.
Or at least 2 weeks.
Or at least a week. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we're
you
about
get a
to
fate
fucking
point.
take-
And what's that look like?
Oh, I think we're gonna make it so that everyone
Oh boy.
so that these gentlemen who are here causing this trouble and causing us to go through all of this appear like wolves and everyone else is sheep.
Nice. Cool. So you reach into this AR and you get this like you craft the visage of yourselves leaving, and then you're like, no, this is perfect, and you make everyone like they make them into wolves, you make everyone else into sheep, and like as the AR starts to change, what do you want people's response to be? Like, how do people who are having this happen to them respond? Do they panic? Do they get into it? Like, what do you think?
I want to invoke people to like get with the message and like revile these wolves amongst us.
So you want the sheep to rise up against the wolves?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So this chaos starts to erupt, and they start circling around the wolves and sort of getting aggressive, and that the security guy kind of takes a step back and starts moving towards the exit, like slowly and tactically, like back, kind of scanning. His hand goes like under his coat. And people are starting to get into it a little bit and starting to like throw glass bottles at him and stuff. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna hand a business card to the girl I've been interviewing about like dance and EDM music or whatever the hell, like just to keep someone busy and the camera on. I'm gonna hand her a business card and thank her for her time, and she should give me a call if she ever, whatever. And I'm gonna start edging back towards the back door.
Perfect. What about you, J5?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna slowly make my way to the bar, look at the bar. Hey, bartender, how you doing? Walk to the back door, get the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. You gotta get the fuck out of here.
And Sebastian?
From experience, I know that I am not too old or fat to get through the bathroom window.
Nice. All right. So the four of you get out, and behind you, the circus just kind of erupts into chaos. And no shots are fired, but the security guy ends up getting away. And you guys kind of conduct Caleb down the back alleyway to a road. You get him in a cab and on his way.
Before he leaves, I want to say, was that your problem or my problem?
I think that's yours. But I've seen him around. He works for Atlas.
Shit, sorry about that.
That's
Lay
okay.
low for a bit?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, careful.
Will do.
And he ducks into the cabin and goes. Okay, and as that cab kind of takes off, it leaves the four of you standing there, and you hear that whisper again, J5, that Sigma's whisper saying your name, or it's the same voice, but it doesn't say your name this time. This time it says, "They have me, help." And then all of you hear that through the network that you're part of, and it's just like fuzzy whisper, and it seems to come from that dead channel. And for a moment, you get this sensory feeling of straps against your skin and a hard table under your back, and you hear a buzzing sound somewhere, and then that fades again, and you're back standing on the street, just the four of you.
We gotta find her.
And we're going to wrap up there for tonight, I think.
Oh my god, this game is awesome.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Cool.
Ton of fun. This was awesome.
Awesome. All right, so thanks, guys. That was fun. I enjoyed myself. Any bookkeeping or questions before we wrap up?
I'll sign up for everything I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, do that. Any closing words, James?
Thank you, everybody, for letting me have this opportunity. I've been running games for a really long time. I enjoy doing it, and I'm looking forward to exploring some other mediums. And I think that Rage's channel is a great opportunity to kind of explore that and play with that a little bit. And thanks, Rage, for creating such a great community and giving me the opportunity to tell a story in it. And thanks, the four of you, for the other three of you, for bringing the story to life and really and coming and being part of it. I don't know what else to say.
That's all you have
I'm
to say.
James. Thank you for playing my game.
Anybody else? Saren, Aaron, Nate?
It was fun. Thanks for letting us do that, especially on your stream. That's a fun excuse. I hope it was half as fun to watch as it was to play.
The comments are really good. Everyone seems to be having a great time. So, yeah. I've been watching the chat the whole time, so.
Rock on.
Yeah. All right. Well, Aaron, Nate, anything? You don't have to say anything. It's not a pressure thing.
Thanks for the adult conversation.
Yeah.
Yay!
We
No
played a
baby
lot of
time.
7th Sea about 8 years ago, which is similar in terms of like it's more story than rules, and we loved it. And we've always kind of been pining to like have access to something like this medium again, and this absolutely 100% slots right in there. So I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, this has been great.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. This has been a blast. Like I'm really having a good time with this campaign. So good job, everyone. All of you guys are awesome. So.
Nice.
All right. I think that's it. We're gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna sign off with you guys, and then I'll say goodbye to everyone else in the channel. So good night, everyone. Thank you for playing. We'll talk to you later.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
How do I get out of this thing? Oh, there it is. No!
This is hilarious. All right. Stop that. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you guys had fun. I had an absolute blast. This was a great time for me. Thank you all for being so patient and watching the show. You get out through the bathroom window. That's right. That's right. All right. That was I had so much fun. Holy crap. It was so good. It was so good. I'm not sure when the next one is going to be scheduled just yet. But as soon as I know, I'm going to let you guys know. Because I want to do more of this. That said, thank you all for being here. I hope you had a great time. It was good to see all you guys. Grandpa, X-Girl, Gemini Factor, Tiger Planet, Danglebot, good to see you, man. Crystal, Arcarian, thanks for hanging out. All you guys are amazing. Thank you for supporting the show. And also, thank you for the bits while I was on stream here. Thank you for supporting the show, and thank you for being amazing. Tomorrow is my day off. I'll be back again on Sunday. Yeah, we have a really, really good group of people. Very, very purposely handpicked for such because they're just so good. They're basically professionals. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean, right? Anyway, that said, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take off for the night, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being awesome. I love you guys. Have a great night. Oh my God, Tiger Planet, thank you for the 20 bits, dude. The 20 bits. The 20 bits. Thank you for the 20 bits. Yeah, Hacky Sack, good to see you too, man. Tiger Planet, you rock. Thank you all. I'm gonna take off for the night. Stay safe, stay classy. Love you guys. Peace out. Maybe.